today. All right, there we go. Ooh, this is good. This is a good little setup I got now. All right, we're gonna be shipping out orders. I was just live on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. A little late night shipping live. I was just live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I was like, I could just go live on Whatnot. I saw Ginger Marvin. I didn't come up with this, by the way. I saw Ginger Marvin doing it the other night. I was like, it's a pretty cool idea to just go live on Whatnot because I'm actually live everywhere all at the same time, and then I can take questions. And like Chris said, I have my shop open too. So if somebody comes in and sees something they like, they can buy it from me. And I'm shipping at the same time, hanging out with you guys. It's like a win-win for everybody. So I might do this more often. We'll see how this goes. But shipping out orders from the Lululemon show right now. If you came to Old Chef's Raid Train show, I appreciate you guys. I've already shipped out. You can't really see them, but they're all over in the corner. I shipped out all of your orders already, and now we're just shipping out the rest of the orders. So feel free to hang out, ask questions. That's what this is about. So yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. I never thought about doing that, and that's a really dope idea. I think she just does it. I put my thing under community because they have like I didn't know which one to do, so I just look for one, and they have a community spot for on Whatnot. So I guess you don't get in trouble. So yeah, yeah, I appreciate your stuff, home. That was awesome. I know a lot of you don't. A lot of you follow me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and you don't know the TikTok community, but that's where I first started was TikTok community. Old Chef was a big part of that community. He was a really dope individual, as you guys heard from what Shop SBH. I mean, Shop SBH. John's a John's a tough dude, tough cookie to crack, and he was even tearing up about him. So he was just an awesome dude, and that goes to show you don't need a huge following to make a big difference in the community. Like he didn't have a million followers. He just was a really awesome dude who just hung out in everybody's lives. So yeah, awesome dude. Yeah, I've been asked to do this like Q&As before, but this will be the way I do it, like shipping and doing Q&As because I got time when I'm shipping. So he passed away. I don't really know what he passed away from. I didn't really ask any questions about it because I don't really feel like it's my like I should know. Like that's the family's job is to tell people if they want to. But he's just a really awesome dude. So yeah, Chris at Peaks on YouTube. He does thrifting content. He was an awesome dude. So feel free to hang out, ask questions. That's what this is about. It's gonna be a chill stream, nothing like you guys have ever seen before. So Old Chef New Tricks. If you guys have TikTok, go look up Old Chef New Tricks. Somebody in the chat, OG, can you just write his name in the chat really quick and just go watch like his first like 3 or 4 videos. You'll understand how good of a dude he was. And just like John was saying, um like he like John thought it's almost like he was, yeah, there it is right there. It's almost like it was fake, like how nice of a dude he was, but that's how nice of a dude he was. So I appreciate them for letting me on the raid train. I've been in and out of the TikTok community because obviously I got if you guys didn't know, I got banned on TikTok for a year and a half. I couldn't go live. They ripped my live. They restricted me from going live for a year and a half for some stupid reason. And then I just got it back like 6 months ago. And now I still, when I go live, I get a violation every single time I go live. So, but yeah, I used to be like this with the community. And because of that, I kind of got out of it, but they hit me up and they were like, hey, let's, uh, let's have you on the raid train. I was like, let's go. So um he started his good mornings this first of the year of this year. Yeah. All right, but anyways, appreciate you guys again for coming on the raid train. We raised over $1,000, by the way. I sent that over to John SBH. I guess the 3 places it's going to go is it's going to a food bank at his local church, Old Chef's Jay's local church. It's also going to a animal shelter. A third of it's going to animal shelter. That's close to him. He loved animals, so that's like a good fit. And then a third of it is going to his family for expenses and stuff like that. So again, appreciate everybody who came in, tipped, gave some donations. That's all been sent his way over to Shop SBH. So next polo show is probably 2 to 3 weeks out. I just got confirmation today that they're going to be shipping me another pallet, but it's probably going to take at least 2 weeks to get here. So 2 to 3 weeks is when that's supposed to be here. So I'm everywhere now. Well, I'm off TikTok now, but now I'm everywhere. By the way, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I can't see your comments. So if you're talking back and forth and you're trying to get in the chat and engage, you got to come over to Whatnot because I cannot see your chats when I'm on Whatnot. So there's a QR code on the screen. You can scan it if you have another phone. I don't know why they do that, but there's also a link in my bio if you wanted to come over. So started in the garage, and now we're here. We're still in the garage. All right, we're gonna start shipping orders again. I'll just pop back and forth and read the chat. If you guys have any questions, drop them in. We're shipping out the Lululemon show that we had on Saturday. So I got 620 and 124. One, 24. And if you guys don't know how shipping works and stuff like that, it's a good time to ask while I'm just getting some work done. New Attack polos are pre-owned. For the Polo Ralph Lauren show, we're gonna have both. I sell a little bit of everything. I'm assuming items you sell here never get listed to eBay. No. So if you look at my shop right now, I have 697 items in the shop. All of those are listed to eBay as well. So I cross list with Nifty. By the way, Nifty should have the cross listing out sometime next week from what I hear. So those of you who've been waiting on it that don't have access to it yet because it's in open beta, that'll happen for you guys next week most likely, as long as everything goes good. So oh yes, JP. Usually I have shoes on, so I usually wear on clouds out here. So I don't have on clouds tonight because it's kind of a chill stream. But yes, highly recommend what JP said. Put some mats on the floor because your feet will thank you. Yes. But whenever I do whatnot streams, I bought a pair of on clouds from ZK. Shout out ZK. I bought a pair of on clouds from her, and I wore them every single night when I do a whatnot show. Do you run all your random pools at the same weight class? Just do one weight class? Yes. So on the polo show, basically all of them that we ran are under 11 ounces. So I just set my weight class to 15 ounces. So it should cover it. And then if somebody buys like a pair of shorts, these are usually 15 ounces. So it'll cover shorts. The only thing it won't cover is jackets. So whenever I ship a jacket, I'll just double check the weights. If the person bought 6 items, they're going to go flat rate anyway. So the jackets won't matter in a flat rate box. But if it was over a pound, and it needed to be adjusted, I would adjust it when I'm shipping. So I'm making sure I check all weights now because as you guys saw with the news, Whatnot's a little finicky with weights. They're not covering them anymore. So you got to make sure you're putting the proper weights in. I'm sure eventually down the road, if you don't put the proper weights in, they're probably going to give you some kind of warnings and restrictions and stuff. It's probably like this is the first step. The second step is like, hey, you're purposely not doing it. Well, here's your next warning, and then after that, you'll be in deep trouble. Um, I haven't had any issues, no. My Nifty and Whatnot do list automatically, so I haven't had any issues with that. And Nifty's been following that really closely too. That's like one of the things they really want to make sure they got on point. So, but I haven't had any issues. Polo palette we'd be getting for your polo show. It's all brand new with tag purple label shoes. It's like new. Well, I can't say new with tags. It's new with defects because the boxes are a little dinged up from shipping. But yeah, it's going to be all new with basically new in box purple label shoes. But that's somebody I work with. It's actually a wholesaler who pulls all that stuff aside for me. And we run 50, 50, 50, 50. So what that means is I pay 50% of what his cost is. So let's say his cost for a pair of shoes is 20 bucks. Let's say it's 20 bucks. I put in 10, he has the original 10 in. So I help him with half of his costs. And then whatever I sell it for, I split it 50, 50 down the middle. So I take 50, he takes 50. So if we sell those after fees for $40, then I make a $10 profit, he makes a $10 profit. So it really works well with wholesalers because wholesalers make more money per unit and it doesn't really cost them anymore because I'm actually sending them money for their pieces. Do you weigh every item before you ship? The only ones I weigh is the ones I think that are going to be underweight. Again, we do like on that show, we sold mostly shirts and polos. We put them at 15 ounces. Almost all the shirts and polos are less than 15 ounces. So I won't weigh them. But for example, this has a pair of pants in it. So I am going to weigh this one to make sure. I'm sure it's underweight. It says 45 ounces is what I have it set to. And this is coming in at 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 1 ounce. That's under 48, right? Right? Or 45. What is that? Yeah, that's under. So I'm good with this one. I can just put this right into a bag and ship it out. So I'll just throw it on the scale real quick just to check. Remember, between 1 to 5 pounds, if you adjust it from like 2 pounds to 3 pounds, you're not going to be charged anything. What are you running today? I'm not running anything. This is just like a community building live. We're just shipping out orders, answering questions. I'm in the community spot. I've never been in the community spot before, so but I saw shout out to Ginger Marvin. If you aren't following Ginger Marvin, somebody tag Ginger down below too. If you know who she is, give her a tag. I saw her doing this the other day, and I was just live on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. I was like, why don't I just go live on Whatnot and just do a shipping live and just answer questions? So yeah, there's Ginger Marvin right there. Give her a follow. I just basically stole this idea from her and just running a stream and answering questions. I have had several issues with Nifty. What issues have you had? Because usually I know what the issue is going to be. Let me guess. Your items are not delisting, and if that's the case, it's because you haven't turned delist on Nifty. That's like my number one complaint about Nifty is, hey, it's not delisting for me. And then if you actually go into your settings and check, you probably just haven't turned it on. But that's the like the main issue. If you have any other issues other than that, reach out to Nifty support because they'll look into your account and fix everything. If there is any issues on Nifty side, but usually that's the one I get. Do you use flat rate shipping on all your shipping? On shows that it makes sense. So lighter weight shows will do flat rate shipping. If it's a there she is. I just told everybody I stole this idea from you. I saw you on live the other day, and I was like, I want to do this too. I was just live on Facebook and YouTube, and I was like, why don't I just hop on Whatnot and do a shipping live? So shout out to Ginger Marvin. If you aren't following Ginger Marvin, she does the same thing. She does a show and then she hops on live and answers questions. She's a wealth of knowledge. Some items delisting. Yes, check Atlas. Go into your settings. Most likely, it's your settings. You haven't turned delisting on, so it takes you 2 seconds. You go into your settings on Nifty, down at the bottom left-hand corner, and then you go to what is it? Hold on, I can tell you exactly where to go. And I'm going to answer your question about flat rate. Hold on, I just want to make sure I get this out of the way because I'll fix this person's issue in 2 seconds. You're going to go to sale detection. So settings, and then on your general bar, your second level of the general bar says sale detections. Turn them all on, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, she's awesome. I've reached out several times. Nope. Atlas, what's your username? I'll reach out to Nifty and let them know that you're reaching out and not getting responses. Go down to the make sure when you send it in, go to the bottom of Nifty and it gives you the email address to send it into. Flat rate shipping, we only do flat rate shipping for shows that make sense. So polo shows, lightweight shirt shows, stuff like that, where we can fit a bunch in. Like the Lily Plitzer show had a bunch of lightweight items. But when it comes to wintertime, when we have like big heavy jackets, we're not going to do those flat rate shows because I can only fit 2 to 3 jackets in a flat rate box unless I like cram it in there. So on those, we'll do buyer pay shipping for everything. So once they get over 5 pounds, they're going to pay shipping again. But yeah, summertime shows, it works perfect because bathing suits, tank tops, shirts, t-shirts, polos, shorts, those kind of things, you can fit a bunch into a flat rate box and you give your buyer a really good deal. Like on this show that I'm shipping out right now, let me see. I have a 11 item order, a 10 item order, a 13 item order, 15, 14, 18, 11, a 13 item order, and that's it. All the rest are smaller. Everything else is ones, twos, threes, and fours, and those will all fit into regular boxes. So those will be super easy to ship. So yeah, it won't really cost me anything. I might have like maybe less than $50 in label adjustment costs after I'm done. Would it be a good idea to buy bulk now and sit on it for winter clothes? Absolutely. If your thrift stores have good deals on winter clothes, which usually happens in the summertime when nobody's buying them, buy as much as you can. We had a whole storage unit full of winter stuff. We live in Florida, so in the wintertime, nobody goes in the jacket section. But the thrift stores in our area, like Red, White, and Blue, City Thrift, they still get jackets shipped down. So the prices would drop on the jackets. We would buy a whole bunch of them and we would store them away. I also have consigners that do the same thing too. So yeah, Real Josh, I already shipped yours out. If you're talking about the show from tonight, I already shipped yours out. You're good to go. I shipped the old chef show first before I hopped on live. Appreciate you coming in. I think you got 2 pairs of jeans and the Carhartt pants, I think. Yeah, that show wasn't hard to ship. Your stuff is all right there. Let me turn this. All right there, sitting on the ground, ready to go. City Thrift, we have a City Thrift in Tampa. It's in like the Oldsmar area. They have City Thrifts all over Florida. I think they're opening up another one here too. Found 4 Patagonia jackets in the bins today. Everybody passed on those. Yeah, a lot of those people don't pick them up because they just don't sell fast. So, Bree from the Lulu Show, got you. I'm probably gonna get to your order here pretty soon too. We're just shipping. If you guys have any questions about Whatnot, about anything reselling, this is a good time to ask. Also, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, hop over to Whatnot because I know you guys are over there asking questions. I can't see your questions, so you have to come over to Whatnot for me to answer those. I use Nifty right now, and Nifty hasn't released cross listing to Whatnot yet. So everything you see down in the shop down here is all cross listed from Nifty. That's all my stuff that's in those bins over there. Almost, well, not all of it because I only have 697. I have 1,200 listings there. I haven't moved everything over yet. But I use Nifty to do that, and it's all going to be out to everybody most likely next week, early next week, maybe even tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. What do you think about shipping rates going up? What do you think cause slower sales? No, people will still buy. People will probably be a little hesitant at first, but they'll understand. Shipping rates have always gone up. Shipping rates raise every single year. Now, sometimes like Ground Advantage will drop a little bit while Priority goes up, and then vice versa, but it always goes up every year. What is the significant about YKK zipper? They're just like heavy duty zippers, and they're just made a little bit better. So that's why people like YKKs over some other zippers. And they're using a lot of like high end clothing too. So a lot of the vintage community like YKK. I don't really pay attention to zippers, to be honest. What's happening? We're shipping orders right now. Ethan answering questions. What's up, Ethan? Do you think Nifty will have Facebook Marketplace in the future? Yes, and Vinted, both. I think Facebook's coming first, is what I may or may not have been told. I can't tell you exactly what I've been told, but I may or may not have been told Facebook is next. Once they get Whatnot down, they plan to just keep expanding to other platforms. Because the only thing Vendu has on Nifty right now is people saying Vendu has more platforms. So, what shipping app do you use? When I ship out orders on other platforms, I use Shippo. But actually, I'm shipping on Whatnot, and Whatnot uses Shippo as well. So if you guys don't know, every single order that you ship out, every label that you get from Whatnot is actually coming from Shippo. So when I ship on eBay, I use Shippo as well. There's also a link in my bio. If you sign up through the link, you get $25 after you spend 25 on Shippo. It links with all your platforms. Links with eBay. Doesn't link with any of the other ones that you don't need a link to, like Poshmark and whatnot. I bought a shirt and realized that after I got home, there's no size tag. It's a men's button down. Do you think? So what you can do, Beebs, J Beebs, what you can do is you can take a pit to pit measurement and then go look at somebody else's shirt that's listed and compare your pit to that theirs. And like do it for a couple. So if you see one that's a size large, that's a 22-inch pit to pit, and then you go to another listing that's a 22-inch pit to pit that's a size large, then you know you got a size large. Um, You can buy stuff. It's down in the bottom shop. If you guys want to shop, make me offers. I got a bunch of stuff in the shop. Appreciate the tip. Who just tipped me? Stop tipping me, serfs. God, look at these weirdos in my chat. Like, somebody report him for telling streamers to take their shirts off. Watch him get a violation for that. That'd be so funny. Sorry if you answered already, but for your 1 to 5 pound settings, you use priority or flat rate. Priority for 1 to 5. And the reason I do 1 to 5 priority is because the priority mail boxes are bigger than the flat rate large boxes. So if I can, I would rather use the regular priority box. So let's say I have 2 jackets that are bigger. I'd rather try to fit them in a regular priority box between 1 to 5 pounds than a flat rate box. So it costs you exactly the same. If the weights match up, it's exactly the same for the buyer, exactly the same for you. So you should try to get the bigger box. But then after 5 pounds, and it goes flat rate if I'm doing a flat rate show. Pirate Ship's a good one too. It just doesn't give you $25. Shippo has a fee after your 30th label ship for the month. So you just got to weigh your options. What I always say is just use Shippo to get the free $25. And then you don't have to use it again. You just get $25 for free. But Shippo and Pirate Ship rates are exactly the same. Shippo does have a couple more carriers it uses. Most of you are just going to use the big three, which is on Pirate Ship too. I would love to start Whatnot, but the shipping scares me. Shipping's easy. Shipping's easy. If you're scared about shipping, preload your whole show with your proper weights. You never have an issue. Like if you're running 25 items, list all 25 items with photos and put your proper weights in. You're good to go. I went garage selling this weekend. I found a quick silver men's button-down short sleeve shirt, but it's a sample, brand new. So it has a sample on the tag. It might be worth some good money. I don't pick up Quicksilver too often, but I know there's vintage ones that do really well. Of course, he probably canceled his show. No, he's saying it's old show. No, he canceled his show. And you know what? Danny Deals was going to do a show tonight, Surfs. You're probably going to move your show to his new show date. I think you're doing it on purpose to poor Danny. No, I need a lot more than that. I'm not at least a mil to embarrass myself. Sample shirts can be collectible. Can we see how? Can we see your setup and how you do all of it? Like, what do you want to see? Like, what part of my setup do you want to see? Like tripod? Tripod's a simple tripod. This is my tripod that I use. It is literally just a simple tripod. I stick it right here, and I stand here when I'm doing the show. And then I have 2 lights that I set up right here that I plug into this, and then I turn these on as well. And that's how I run my show. It's a very, very simple setup. I don't use anything that's over here. I just use what's over here. Dora, we're doing a shipping live. We're shipping out some stuff and we're answering some questions. I saw Ginger Marvin do it the other day. I was like, that's an awesome idea. So what some of you guys can do, and I'm in the community tab too. I didn't even know they had a community tab on Whatnot. So Yeah, and then I have the shop loaded too, so if people come in and buy from me, like I can ship their orders too. Like it's a brilliant idea. I like what she did over there. I copied her idea. Ginger Marvin, she's awesome. The ceiling lights I got on TikTok Shop. I did a video on them too. You can buy them on Amazon too. If you go to my, or I did a post on them on my Facebook and Instagram page. So if you want the same exact lights, or just go to my link tree in my bio, you can buy the same exact lights. They're awesome. I want to disconnect Depop altogether. You should be able to just disconnect it off the board. Appreciate you reselling. You guys don't have to tip me. Only Surfs can tip me, not you guys. I don't want any of your money. I just want his money. Yeah, Ginger Marvin's awesome. I'm not scrolling. Just text me them. These? These lights? Okay, I'll send them to you after this. Or you can just not be lazy, Ethan, and just go to my Instagram page, and it's literally right there at the top of my Instagram page. It'll take you. It took you longer to write out that sentence than actually just go to my Instagram and find them. All right, we're pulling orders right now. If you guys want to see the back end of how shipping works too. So I know a lot of you don't know how random pulls work. It's probably the simplest thing in the world when it comes to Whatnot. I'm going to try not to show this person's address though, so hold on. I don't know if I can like block it. I don't think I can block it. Let me. All right. So this how shipping works when it comes to random pulls. All of them have like this one says 868, 121, 184, and 185. So it's super easy to find what's sold. And the way we're going to find what's sold is we're going to remember those numbers. So for example, the first two are 8 and 68. So all I have to do is come over here and I look for number 8, which is right here. So I know this one is one of the items that I got to grab. And then the other one was 68. So we're going to come down here to 68. Boom. 68 is the next one. And then what were the other ones? I forget. 121, 184, and 185. 121, 184, 185. 121, which is right here. 121. I'm just putting these off to the side so I don't have them mixed up. 184 and 185. So it's these two right here, 184, and you got 185 behind it. So now I'm gonna bring these over here to my trusty stand and they're ready to ship. Super easy to do. You're sober tonight? Dora, were you really drinking last night? I kind of had a feeling you were, just by the way you were typing in the chat. No, the number tags I bought off Amazon too. If you guys need any of the products you guys ever see us use any products, they're bought on Amazon, every single one. And I have them always linked in my storefront. And I've been making a bunch of content lately, like daily. If you guys have been watching me on other platforms about the products we use, because we literally get asked about them every day. So I just want a bunch of videos to be able to lead people to whenever they have questions about the stuff we use. But yeah, the number tags are on Amazon. They're really cheap too. They're like 20 bucks. You just reuse them over and over again. And they come in different colors too. So you can buy like 3 different colors. So if you do like 2 shows in a row, you do a show on Saturday and Sunday, you can have them color coded. So that way you don't ship the wrong stuff on the wrong show. I saw you auction something directly from the thrift store the other day. It was really cool too. Yeah, we do that sometimes. We do live thrifting, is what it is. That's just community building that has nothing to do with actually making a ton of profit at the store. That store that I do that at too, I'm good with the manager. We talk all the time, and he gives me deals when I go to the front counter because it just helps him get exposure too. Like I'm at his store, I make sure I tell everybody where I'm at, so people will come there. And he's like, "Hey, when I go check out, he gives me a little bit of a discount. So even if I sell something at cost, I still make a little bit of money." You didn't eBay less? Yes, we still list on eBay consistently, but obviously we're selling like not tonight, last night, the Lululemon show, we sold 300. I just spit everywhere. We sold 357 items in 3 hours. I can't do that on eBay. There's just no way. So that's why Whatnot is king right now. I don't include packing slips. No. How many sellers are in here that include packing slips? Let me know in the chat. I have never printed one packing slip and put it in the envelope or in the package. Um, Never printed one either. I think it's just a waste. This is why I don't do it. If somebody really wanted to go back and see what they paid for an item, they can just go right on Whatnot. And if even if I do a random pull, like everything we do is random pulls, so they'd have to remember like random pull number 68. What did I buy on 68? So they could go on Whatnot, look at what they paid for the item, and then rewatch the video replay. If you guys didn't know that, if you buy something on Whatnot, you can rewatch the video replay and see exactly what you bought. Um, I was drinking, I would buy every other item. Okay. Well, Dora, next live, you should just start drinking. Are you buying pallets? Not necessarily. I'm getting pallets in, but I'm not buying pallets. I talked about it a little earlier. I have some wholesalers that work with me and we do 50-50, 50-50 right down the middle. So I pay 50% of their costs, whatever their cost is. Let's say a pallet to them cost $1,000. I put in $500. They still have their $500 cost. So we're 50-50. And then let's say I sell that pallet for $2,000 after fees. They get 1,000, I get 1,000. We both make 500 bucks. That's how I do it. JT does. That's because JT's freaking weird. JT's a weirdo. He's a hairy weirdo too. Next time you're in one of his lives, tell him to pull his shirt down a little bit because I guarantee that guy has a hairy chest. Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, unless it's by accident. Even if I print them, I don't put them in there. Yeah, you can do them to put thank you notes. That's a good idea, but I don't write any thank you notes either. The way I see thank you notes as is it's just something that somebody's just going to throw away anyway. Like when I get a thank you note, I'm like, oh, that's nice, right to the garbage. Like, so I get why you would do it, but for us, it just I don't. I'd rather not take that time. Like a thank you sticker makes more sense to me because I can just stick it on there. But even I don't do that. So, um, yeah, I don't do it either. The people that are requesting them on that platform on eBay, by the way, is they're drop shippers. That's why they're requesting them. Uh, and they get an email. Yep, they get an email too. Now I know your secret. Use the packet slip to write my thank you notes. Yep. Yep. Somebody earlier. What's up, Thrifty Goose? Having a difficult time getting the price written in silver or black Sharpie on the bottom of the shoes, and I'm ruining it with alcohol. What I use, it's weird that you're having issues with that because rubbing alcohol usually works really well. Or I use nail polish remover. Some people use Goo Gone too, but I use nail polish remover because I never have Goo Gone here. But Kayla always does her nails and she always has nail polish remover. So I put a little bit of that on a Q-tip and just rub it on the bottom. The only shoes it doesn't come off of is like dress shoes with the wooden bottoms. I just leave them on. But to be honest, I stopped taking off prices on the bottom of shoes like years ago. Whenever I pick up shoes, I just list them as they are. I don't take the price off the bottom because people don't care. They're on the bottom of the shoe. Same with like steaming and ironing items. I don't do that either. I feel like that's such a waste of time to put all that extra work. Just it doesn't add value to your item like you think it does. So I just list them as is. I just take a good cover photo. I'm gonna show slosh. There you go. There you go. I was almost going to take a shot today for before my show because I was actually super nervous for the old chef show because I knew I was going to tear up. I knew at the end, I knew it. Like once I was like, why did I watch JT's show? Because I knew once I saw JT start tearing up and crying, I was like, fuck, man, you're going to get me to do it now. And I was like, I started the show. I was like, I'm just going to start selling items so it gets my mind off of it. And then at the end of the show, of course, I showed the video and I was like, damn it, I just did it to myself again. But yeah, Magic Eraser works good too. Spray sunblock, that's come off. Okay, sunblock. That's a new one. I've never heard of that one. Do I like the ceiling lights? Yeah, that's what I use for my shows. Actually, I still got more of them I need to put up, but it does light up the room really well. Like you can definitely tell the difference over there with those lights on. Um, for seeing everything. Like if you watch my order pull videos in the beginning of this year, I had to have my garage door open. If I ever had it closed, it was like super dark in here. So that adds a bunch. And I have 11 of those and I only used 5. So yeah, I don't steam. I don't steam at all. The shelves, I have shelves linked, but they're not the same exact shelves. So those shelves I actually got at Sam's Club, I believe it was, and it was like years ago. They're really good because you can do the 6-tier system, whereas the other shelves that you usually get, you have to have the shelf in the middle, which makes it so you can't do the 6-tier system. And those are actually 3 sets of shelves because that shelf only came with 5, but I had a third shelf and I just took one of the racks off and put it on that one. But if you need the same depth shelves, I have them on my Amazon storefront as well. You did. You missed the old Chef Raid Train show. I think, I want to say, I want to say 6 out of the 8 sellers cried on stream. Uh, Vanessa was just bawling. She had boogers coming out of her nose. How many hangers do you think you own? Probably around 250, 300, somewhere around there. Can you show your car plug-in? I missed it. You showed yesterday. Yeah, I can show it to you. Appreciate all the questions, by the way. If you guys have any questions about whatnot, anything, feel free to ask. That's why I'm doing this live. I've never done one of these. I've done one of these like way back in the day, but I need to do these more often whenever I'm shipping. Boom, car plug-in. I got it professionally installed So that way I didn't have any issues with it, and that's all insured by Tesla. So ran down upper leather. Yeah, you got to be careful when you put it on a leather shoe. You can't get the alcohol on the leather shoe because it can ruin the leather. Oh yeah, everybody was balling. Like in the Whatnot live pack, and I think everybody should do it. Just go in the community tab. Just make sure you put yourself in the right tab. I think I'm in the right tab, so I can do this and not be in trouble for not. Well, I technically have stuff for sale, so and I put it as a buy it now instead of an auction. So do you put each Whatnot item in a individual bag? So not individually, unless we're doing like this. So at the end of our show, we only have numbers 1 through 200. And then what we do is we number the bags. So like this is number 318. So when you see me go past 200 and I take the item and I toss it, I'm tossing it over to Kayla and then she's bagging it. And then this actually makes shipping very easy. At the end of the show, we can just throw it all into a box, but that's how we do the end of the show. But for example, like this, I have a 5 item order that I'm about to pack up and I'll put 3 or 4 of those in one bag. I won't put them all individually. So, what printer do I use? The Jadens. Again, all the products I use are all linked in my link tree. I got them all from Amazon. So, if you need the printers, tape, you need the labels, and I'm making videos every day, and that's what I'm planning to do next is a printer video. The boxes, the bags, the clear bags, everything is always linked. And if you go, you can't go here because obviously they don't let me put links in my bio, but it'll be on Instagram or Facebook, whatever one. What app do you use to authenticate stuff? I don't really use any apps to authenticate stuff. If I'm at a thrift store, I'll use Check on shoes. But other than that, I don't really use apps. I don't really find any like super high end stuff anyway. The purple label, I know exactly where it's coming from, so I know it's authentic. So I don't have to do a check on that stuff. Um, what software do you use? So I use ChatGPT to create my thumbnails. For my videos, I use InShot, 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 and then all my thumbnails that you see that have like colorful backgrounds, those are all ChatGPT created. I just tell ChatGPT, hey, I just do really good detail. Hey, I'm having a Ralph Lauren Whatnot show. It's going to include a bunch of polos, jackets, jeans, shoes. I want the middle to say Polo Ralph Lauren high end show, and then I want the background to look cartoonish with a bunch of polo shoes, all Ralph Lauren themed. And what it'll do is in 25 seconds, it'll create a whole one for you. Also, make sure you tell it to put it in 9 by 16 because that way it fits Whatnot standards is 9 by 16. Gets me an iPad for my Whatnot shows. That's so nice. I was just telling everybody on the last stream, it sucks that I got banned because I missed out on a lot of that fun that you guys had. Like in the beginning, like I was like right in the trenches of the community. I was like in everybody's shows and everything, and I got banned for that year and a half. And I was just so pissed at TikTok that I didn't want to even go live, even though I had the second account that I could go live on, and I missed a lot of that stuff. So I remember when coming up and old chef used to be in all my lives and every single day. He's a super positive dude, but I missed all the stories. Like John was telling a bunch of stories, and I was like, damn, if TikTok didn't freaking ban me for a year and a half, I would have been right there with everybody. But even now, like I went live earlier today and I got a freaking violation in 2 seconds, like literally 2 minutes. I get a violation for leading people off platform. I'm like, what the like? I didn't do that. It's so stupid. Do you print your labels one by one? I do a one by one. I don't do them all together because if you ever need to make label adjustments, you have to go back in and edit your labels. So I do them one by one, so that way I can do them as I do it. Have a Jane works great for Bay. Print sideways. It's because your settings are set up wrong. That's why mine's print straight out, straight up and down. See, just like that. Printing on the Jadens. Have you considered forming an LLC? Yeah, this year we probably will, and we're probably gonna do an S corp, or at least put your PO box. Yeah, everybody tells me to do that because people think the world is crazy. But to be honest, I've had my address on all of my labels, my personal address for years, and I've never had an issue with it. Of course, I say that, and maybe tomorrow somebody will come knocking on my door and steal all my inventory. But I have a big dog, and I live in Florida, so I don't have any worries. But yeah, eventually I'll get a PO box. I just would hate to have a PO box because that means I have to drive down there like once a week to grab all my stuff. I just like my stuff at my house. But our plan is actually to take this house and make it into the business house and buy another house in the neighborhood and have that as our house. So that's our goal within the next like 2 years. So I'll just have this as my Whatnot house. So like I will make the interior all like Whatnot, so I can do shows from the inside. Appreciate your deal, Den. Learned something before. I bought a big lot of clothes and finished going through the bag. Let's go. That's awesome. Appreciate you watching the YouTube. My eyes are like super watery because it's this light. Have you used the video option for your upcoming shows? I haven't. I was thinking, let me know how it works. Let me know how it works. Because I've never used it before. I've seen some other people use it, but I've never used it. I think a lot of that, Dora, is going to work really great for you because you're just starting up, you're just growing on Whatnot. It's going to help bring people to your shows. But for me, my video that I'm putting out will be on my Instagram page when I bring people to the shows, right? So like I would just download that Instagram one and put it here. I think most of the people that come to my shows are probably coming over from other platforms, whereas my advertising should be over there. But for like newer sellers, a lot of what Whatnot was teaching you guys, I think will work really well for you guys because you're new and it's like helping the algorithm here. Yeah, Angel sent me a weird box of chocolates. I'd have never got those box of chocolates if I didn't put my proper address on my packages. Found two Patagonia items. Found two Patagonia items in them. I was so excited. Let's go. I do one by one too right now. I only sell between 15 to 25 items per show. I feel like once I grow and start selling more, it's going to get complicated. Yeah, it could. Also, if you're selling the same item and they're the same weights, then I would just print out all your labels, right? But I sell everything from pants to jackets to shirts all in the same show. So I got to edit weights sometimes. Are you still thrifting? I go thrifting all the time. I don't put out thrifting content like that anymore. I'm focusing on shorts, and it's just because I don't have enough time. I'd rather do this, to be honest, instead of do YouTube videos. I'd rather do this. I feel like this is so much better than me putting out a YouTube video. Um, but yeah, I go thrifting like two times a week at least. But it's a lot of work to put one of those videos together. I've thought about hiring somebody to edit my YouTube videos, and I can just go film them and send it to them. But that also is a big cost too. So I don't know. I thought about making one actually this morning, but I didn't end up waking up to go. I was trying to do one per day every day or every week for this new year, and it didn't come to fruition. So yeah, the auction in the store, like that's what I'd rather do is do like a Whatnot live auction instead of like film a YouTube video that's going to take me 4 hours to edit. And to be honest, that's just for you guys. Like this is just for you guys. I'm not going to make any money unless you like buy something from the shop right now. I'm not going to make any money from this live, and it's the same way on YouTube. Like I think a lot of people think once you get a bunch of followers on YouTube, you just make a bunch of money. But I shared this before. I don't know if I can bring this up on my computer, but I think I made like 300 bucks last month off YouTube. Obviously, I'm not posting videos. I think if I posted videos, maybe I turn that into 1,000. But that's really not that much money when you come to like creator revenue. I know it sounds like a lot to some of you, but it's really for the work that you put in, it's really not that much. How do I look at I don't know how to look this up on my computer. I know how to look it up on my phone. Analytics. Maybe it's in analytics. Yeah, 200. This is how much I made on YouTube last month. Posting all the shorts and I still have YouTube videos going. That's how much I made. That is not worth it. Not worth putting out videos. Until you get like a big dog, it's definitely like you have to work at it for a while before it starts actually becoming like monetary. I could teach you guys a lot about social media money. I could teach you a lot. I actually thought about putting out content about social media and making money on social media, but I feel like some people they get a little they get a little finicky when you start talking about YouTube money, social media money. People are like, you only make your money from social media. I could have a $10,000 Whatnot stream, and they'll be like, you only make money from social media. No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are short form content watchers, just like TN said. Like short form is the way to go. So YouTube videos, yeah, I should probably put more effort into them, but man, I don't know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Thanks for the inspiration to start selling on here. You guys are killing it. Appreciate you, Unreal Deal. You guys are awesome too. I got to pop into your shows. I need more time. I need like two of me so I can watch your guys' shows and set up my shows. That's the problem is I just don't have time to watch everybody. But I try to. I try to hop on people's shows from time to time. Had our first one night show on the 20th of March, and as of today, shows we are at 877 items. March, April, May. So you're a month in, and you already sold 877 items. Deal Den, did you sell anywhere else before this? Did you sell on like eBay, Poshmark? Did you sell elsewhere? I want to know. Did you sell elsewhere? No. Okay, so you just sold here. Okay. I was gonna say, did you sell if you sold elsewhere? Like, how much did you sell on average on those platforms? Because I wanted to do a little comparison. But hey, you didn't sell elsewhere. That's cool. 877 items is your first time selling, and you didn't sell elsewhere. That's like freaking amazing. That's really good. That's really really good. All right, I said I was going to ship some stuff on this stream, and I haven't shipped anything, but that's okay. We're answering questions. If you guys have any questions, drop in the chat. It keeps me from doing work, which I'm fine with, because I'll just do a bunch of work tomorrow morning and ship out items. I got to grab a box. I got to grab my favorite box. This right here is my all-time favorite box to ship with. Really new to Whatnot, and appreciate your info. Appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Do you know when Whatnot is going to be releasing everyone to on Nifty? Well, it's not Whatnot, it's Nifty. But I hear through the grapevine that tomorrow may be the day you guys get blessed, or maybe Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. That's what I hear. I don't know who I heard it from, and you didn't hear it from me. I just started a few items on eBay after watching your videos. We've sold 2 items on eBay. There you go. So completely different. So for those people that say you can only be successful on eBay and not on Whatnot, that goes to show you that you can be opposite. You can be highly successful on Whatnot and not sell that much on eBay. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, he's doing the kids a favor by preparing them for the future. I missed part of it. What are you guys talking about? Oh, the kids are already getting into editing. The girls were editing videos. They do like the little dance videos, and that's what they edit. So pretty soon, I'll have them edit my videos. Pretty soon. First thing they got to do is learn how to list for me. That's game one. By the way, buy these bags. They are lifesavers for Whatnot sellers too. Get these big old bags, and then you can shove all your orders in one bag, and then you just stick them right into a box. Easy peasy. eBay Live better for me than Whatnot, but hey, thanks. Nice. I'm surprised you're actually having more success over there because I watch a lot of shows on everywhere, and I see a lot of people. It depends on what you sell. If you sell clothing, I feel like that platform. I guess I can say it. I mean, I don't think Whatnot's going to ban me, but I feel like eBay Live is just not as good as Whatnot for most things, except for like watches and like high end stuff. I think that's where eBay is going to shine. But I think Whatnot's best for like basically everything. I tried to do a couple shows on eBay. I had some success, but I don't know. I feel like eBay's way behind Whatnot, like so far behind Whatnot. My 10-year-old edits your Whatnot sold videos. Let's go. Put them kids to work. No, we put everything in bags. I know a lot of sellers do that where they just throw everything right into the box, but I really like throwing it into the bags. And I've had actual like people that buy from us, shoppers come back and say, "Hey, thanks for putting in the bag. My mail carrier destroyed the box. It was open on one end, but because you put it in the bag, I didn't have any damage. And because we're selling clothing, any like damage to the box will damage the actual item itself if we just threw it in there. So that way I don't have customer complaints. These are super duper cheap. They cost you almost nothing. And it makes it actually a little bit easier to slide it into the box. Of course, it takes you more time to put it into the bag, but it also is much easier. So yeah, I think bags, I mean, it's just an extra touch. Just think when you buy something from like Amazon or you buy it from TJ Maxx, Marshalls, you buy something from Nordstrom, you buy something from any place, they're going to put it in a bag before they ship it to you. The only bad thing about bags is these stupid freaking things. They get everywhere. They're impossible. I have a supplier. I can get blue jeans in bulk. Any recommendations when selling jeans? Measurements, discrepancies. You can take measurements on the live. So while you're selling the jean, take a quick inseam measurement. That's what everybody wants to know is the inseam measurements. I sell general clothing, whatnot. People swipe too fast. eBay is best for slow people like me. You got that. That makes a lot of sense. The eBay buyer is definitely different than the whatnot buyer. Canadian brother, love the content. Help me do this full time. Think about starting whatnot here soon. Let's go. Hey, if you guys are wanting to sell too, if you ever want to support the channel, if you go to my Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you follow me from, there's always a seller link in my bio. It's kind of buried a little bit, but if you guys ever wanted to come over here and sell, if you sign up through my link, it supports me. I think I get like 75 or $100 if you do your first show. And then you also get $150 matched for your first week. So if you guys ever want to sell on Whatnot, just click that link, sign up through my link, and then we both get a little bit of money. It's a win-win. It doesn't cost you anymore. So give it a try if you want to sell. Ooh, perfect. This one is actually perfect. What's 75 ounces, chat? 75 ounces, is that more or less than 4 pounds, 5 ounces? I hate that this isn't ounces. Can I change this to ounces? I don't think I can. I need one that changes over to ounces. I just have this as non-ounces. It's really annoying. I know it's almost 5 pounds. What's 75? I guess I can edit this to 5. That's fine. It won't cost me anymore. I should just edit it, make it super simple for myself. Wait, add in shipping details. Remember, if it's between 1 to 5 pounds, if you edit the weights, it shouldn't charge you anything. At least I think that's correct. Yeah, it shouldn't charge you anything. So just edit your weights to 5 pounds just to be safe. That's what I'm about to do. Yeah, I didn't want to divide and then add. Just add it. It's close to 5 pounds. Just change it, and like that didn't take up a label adjustment at all. So I got the proper weight in there. Can you show link to what? Make sure you resell on here. You don't mention any other platforms. I've seen a lot of people get flagged for promoting themselves on other platforms. Gotcha. If Whatnot ever did that, I'd reach out to Whatnot and say I'm a social media influencer. I'm going to get questions about other platforms. There's nothing I can say or do. But oh, the seller link. It's linked in my bio on Instagram and Facebook if you want to apply to sell on Whatnot. Yeah, I don't think they're going to flag me for that. I'm in the community spot. I mean, I'm just going to tell them like, hey, I'm going to get questions from other platforms. I don't think they're going to get me for that. It's when people say like, if somebody said like, "Hey, go buy from me elsewhere," that's when they really are going to get you. They just don't want you leading people to other platforms to purchase. Um, it means me pick every time how long I want my auctions to be. Cardiac, I missed your first part of that. Oh, I just started to, and I have to figure out the time, how long to do an auction. That depends on what you're selling and how fast you want to sell. If you want to move a fast paced show, you're going to do slow or faster auctions, 10 seconds, sudden death, 10-second regular auctions. What I'll say is this: most people do not want to sit through a show that's doing 30-second auctions. If you're doing your auctions at 30 seconds, you're starting it up and taking 30 seconds to describe your item that's already on the screen that they can see. I feel like that's too long. So, what you should do is you should open your item up, you should show it. If you want to do a slow pace auction, this is how you should run it. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm running this item right here. So I'd go, this is a Roan. It's a men's size 2XL blue stripe. This is a performance shirt, so it has lots of stretch to it. I make sure I show the front and the back for the buyer so they see that there's no stains or flaws. And if they have any discrepancies after the show, if they get the item and say there's a big mark on the back right here, I'm like, well, I showed it on the stream and I can rewatch the stream and there's not a big mark there. So clearly that wasn't there when I sold it. But anyways, show the item, show the brand, and then I start my auction. And if you want to do a slower auction, you do 15-second auction, regular auction, slow pace show, but you've already done all the talking for your item. So you can just start the auction and run it. Do not start the auction and then 30 seconds or do a minute auction and just start talking about your item and running it. I feel like that's the wrong way to do it. At least for our shows, it's the wrong way to do it. This is all about fast pace, keeping your buyer's attention and not talking too much. You just have to keep your buyer's attention. The people who like shopping here are not the people that like shopping on other platforms that they can browse and look at their items. They want to see an item, think they like it, swipe and bid. It's the same people that like watching YouTube videos and people that like watching short form content. The people that are watching YouTube videos are probably going to those other platforms. The people that like watching and flicking through short form content like being here and watching a fast paced show. Yeah. Um, Why do people restart the clock? Like if something doesn't sell, I've seen people restart the clock and some things sell. I've done it before too. Like I'm running a crazy item at like if you did higher starts at like $25, your item's worth like, if I'm running Hermes ties, do I have any around me? I don't think I do. They're over there. If I'm running an Hermes tie that resells on other platforms for $100 and I'm running it at 50, if you run it one time, people are like, oh, I'm not going to bid. And then you're like, you guys really don't want this? This is $100 tie on other platforms. Let's try it one more time. And then sometimes you get the people like, oh, okay, I'm going to swipe now. So that's why some people do it. I don't do that because I start everything at $10. So I don't really have to like rerun items. If it doesn't sell at $10, it's probably not worth it for me to rerun anyway. Um, can't figure out it defaulted to 10 seconds. So I do have check the shop. I have a bunch of stuff in the shop. Um, when you run off your phone, what you can do is run off your phone and set your time. And then when you run the next item, you just click run next and it'll run the next item for you and it'll keep the same time. If you're doing it on the computer, you got to click and click and click. So it depends on where you're selling it from. When I'm doing the random pool lives, I'll just go boop, 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 run next, run next, run next. And it keeps it at the same time. If I switch it to 15 seconds, because 10 seconds was too fast for my buyers, it'll keep it at 15 seconds for the next one. Good question though. 15 seconds. Then my patients, yeah. After a while, too, once the buyers start getting engaged and you see them start bidding, and once you see them start bidding and stuff starts getting bid up, you might want to actually squeeze the time down because right now you got a good buyer base and you want to try to move as much items as you can within a short period of time. So it's all you really got to go on the fly with Whatnot. A lot of times you'll have slow shows where you just got to slow down the whole show and just regular auctions, run it and try to get the most out of who you have in the show. And then other shows, you for some reason you have a crazy amount of people in there that night, and you're just like, let's do a fast paced show because I got too much people in here and I can't let them leave to go somewhere else. How can you start an auction from buy it now listing in your shop? That I think you can just move it over. I think you have to edit it. Hold on. Yeah. So when you go into it, I'm gonna do it for this item. So I'm gonna go into the listing. I wish I could show my screen, but the 7 diamond shirt that's at the very top, there's 3 buttons on the right hand side for me. I'm gonna tap those 3 buttons and then I'm going to press run as auction. And then I can run it as an auction right now. Don't bid on this. I'm just showing you guys what it looks like, but I'm gonna run this one auction and I'm starting it right now. So I just brought that over from my shop and now I'm running it during the show. I've actually never done that before. I figured it was super easy. And then once that doesn't sell, it should go back to the buy it now, I believe. We're going to test this out right now. Let me go in my auction really quick. Yeah, so there's nothing in my auction. It's just in my buy it now. It's still pinned to the bottom. And then I just take it off. Boom, done. So that's how you do it. You can also run it as a flash sale too from that same spot. So let's say this 7 diamond shirt, I wanted to run at a 10% off flash sale for 30 seconds. I will put start flash sale and it should pin it to the bottom right there. So now it's $22.49 for that same shirt. I can do it all from my shop. Now I don't think you can flash sale. I don't think you can do a flash sale for like multiple items, which I wish you could do a flash sale for like everything in your store and do like a 3 minute flash sale on everything and like bring people to it. But you don't have that ability. I wish they did because that would be nice. Like like right in the middle of the stream, I'm running a Lululemon Viore show and I have 200 people in there and they're all like interested in buying stuff. And I'm like, hey, hold on. I'm about to run a flash sale for you guys on everything in my store. I have 40 pieces in my store. Everything's 50% off right now. Go. And then I could just get a whole bunch of sales. But they don't have that ability. You have to individually go in one by one, which is kind of annoying. But the cool thing is when you guys all get Nifty, you'll be able to move all your listings over. So you'll be able to do that on every single show. Thank you so much. You and Surfs Up Fines are the best. I can't believe you just put me in the same sentence as him. That's unacceptable. That's highly unacceptable. I just know next time separate our names, okay? You can say I'm just kidding. I like messing with Surfs. All right, let me ship out another order. We got 1119. Oh, I can't do this one either. Crap. That one has something in the 200s. Number 12. Number 12. Keep the questions coming too. If you guys have any questions, it's a good time to ask. I'm just hanging out doing some shipping. So watch you guys for months. Let's go. Shout out Surfs. Surfs is not the best though. He's not the best. He's not the best. He does have a pretty cool car now, though. I have to admit, his car is pretty freaking cool. Yeah, he's definitely sleeping right now. He's an old man. That's why I told you guys. My comment has the most likes on his post. I said that he's what did I say? I said oh, midlife crisis. When he posted his car, I said he's in his midlife crisis right now. I think he is actually, Chad. I need to go talk to him after this and make sure he's doing good because he might be in a midlife crisis. Can't wait for Nifty and Whatnot to roll out. But can you sell in your store and not be a live seller? Yes, you can. You can do both. You can sell on live and you can also sell the Batman card. Yeah. You can sell on live and you can also sell from your store. I didn't sell anything today from Whatnot. That was actually the first day in like 6 days. I haven't sold anything from the Whatnot marketplace. But pretty much every day last week, I sold at least something from the Whatnot marketplace. These or these. Jolie, what I want you to do is I want you to go to my Instagram or my Facebook the clear bags, they're 10 by 13s. Go to my Instagram or Facebook right now. And I posted a video on the clear bags and these bags yesterday. And if you go on that video and you comment clear bags on that video, I'll automatically send you a link to them to purchase them. So go on my face. It's either my Facebook or my Instagram. You can do either or. But I made a whole video on them because I get comments all the time. And I'm actually trying to do something this I'm trying to do something this month. See if I post a video about a product every single day. That's my goal, is every day this month post a video about a product. I'm going to see how much money I can make from product linking products. I'm already up to like 400 bucks for this month and I just started. It's only the third. Or no, 200 bucks, sorry, 250 bucks. If my husband and I are working full-time jobs, at what point do you suggest getting Nifty? How many listings do you have? I always say get Nifty after like 150 listings. Don't get it before 150 because you should be able to do that all by yourself. Let's go. Appreciate you sharing. Um, where do you get your drywall from? It came with the house, Ethan. I can send you some though. I'll charge you for it. Drywall came with the house. It was actually a buy one, get one deal. Can I link it? No, I can't link it, but it was a buy one, get one deal. You buy the house, you get the drywall. It was a really cool deal. I couldn't believe they were running that deal at that time, but hey, I got free drywall. Can't argue about the free drywall. 1853 and 61. 1853 and 61. 1853, 61. That's a good little bundle right there. That's a good little bundle right there. You can. When you get Nifty, it's gonna be super easy to move all your stuff all around to all of them. So yeah, I would say yes. Because it's so easy, you might as well. If it was hard, then no. But it's once you get it, it's just so easy. But how many listings do you say you had? Did you say how many you had? I missed it. No, you didn't say. How many listings do you have total across all platforms? How many listings do you have? And I'll tell you if Nifty makes sense for you. We're gonna do this one. Have a good night, everybody. Appreciate you stopping in, Dora. Appreciate you, Dora. Everybody go follow Dora, by the way. If you're not following Dora, give her a follow. Do you have a certain number of items you pull into your show from your store? So what I do is I pull in the items that make sense in the show. So like the Lululemon Viore show, I pulled in Beyond Yoga, Lululemon, Viore. What other stuff? I pulled in there's a women's brand I'm forgetting. A bunch of brands that made sense in that show. Like this show, I have everything in here because it's not like a branded show. But if I was doing Polo Ralph Lauren, I'd pull all my Polo items in because I feel like that's like Athleta. Yeah, Athleta. There was another one too. It starts with a B. Buff Bunny. I think I had a Buff Bunny in there too. So I brought in all that. Beyond Yoga. I know I sold a Beyond Yoga piece in that show, even though I didn't have any Beyond Yoga in that show because it does well with those two brands. So whatever makes sense. I don't want to flood the shop. If I'm doing like a polo show, I don't want to flood the shop with other brands that won't sell. I want to be able to take people from the show and lead them to the shop and they're seeing items that they want immediately. Yeah, I didn't have any Noble or Athlete on that show, but if I did have any, well, I had it in the auction, but I didn't have it in the actual show. But if I had, or in the shop, but if I did, those are two I would bring in there for sure. I would do shows concentrating in, oh yeah, we've seen they call those curated shows. The curated shows absolutely do way better than like a random pool show for us. Typically, we sell stuff for $5, $6, $7 more than we would if we sold it on a random pool show. But sometimes you just got to do random pool shows just to clear stuff out, right? Okay, this is going to be underweight. Good. I just want to make sure that's underweight before I print this label. Right now I have about 12, but I have two big boxes. Items. Yeah, you don't need Nifty. If you only have 12 listings, you don't need Nifty. You're not even close. You need 150. Basically, what you got to think these virtual listers as is you're paying for an employee. So would you pay for an employee right now with 12 listings? Would you actually like invest in somebody to do work for you if you only had 12 items? That's like one of the number one complaints I hear from people is like Nifty didn't sell for me. Like I didn't sell anything extra this month. I'm like, how many listings did you have? Oh, I only have 35 listings. I'm like, well, It's not going to sell enough for you because you only have 35, and your fee to have Nifty is like in the 60s. So depending on which one you use. So yeah, don't get it if you only have 12. It just doesn't make sense. You should be able to do everything by hand with 12 listings. And if you're only listing like 5 a night or 3 a night or something like that, you're gonna be able to do all that cross listing by hand yourself. It doesn't really take too much longer. And then once you get enough listings on eBay and it becomes kind of a pain in the neck, that's when you go, okay, it's time to hire that nifty employee for my business. But yeah, I'm not one of those content creators that'll just lead you to get an affiliate hit. I know some other people will, but I really want to make sure that when you go over there, you're getting it because it makes sense for you instead of no problem. Instead of me just trying to make some money off you through an affiliate hit. Because then you come back to me and ask me a bunch of questions about why it's not working. So I want you to be able to come back and say, hey, Kway, it's amazing. It's working really great. I'm glad you sent me over to it to get it. All right, we got 23 and 75. Any sports? What do you mean? Like sports cards? No, we're just shipping orders right now. I don't do sports cards anyway. I didn't get Nifty until I was over 200 listings. No sports jersey. If I had any, they'd be in the shop. I don't think I have any though. I didn't get Nifty until over 200 items and upgraded an eBay store. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. 200 items makes a lot more sense. 23 and 75. It's a good little bundle. Most of my orders yesterday, even though we had flat rate shipping, most of the orders are two or less. I have like most of them are 1 or 2 orders, which is great. Just order them. Thank you. Let's go. Yeah, I got that video. Also, all the videos too. If you comment on them, I just send you the direct link. I got a software that sends links now, so I don't have to do it myself, which is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. No copying and pasting links to products. Kayla's going to be happy because I got a bunch of these done tonight. So, well, I think Nifty is amazing at helping to list items to although I think Nifty is amazing at helping list items too. So there's that. Oh yeah, Nifty's AI generation is like so good, so good. I don't pretty much list anything anymore without doing the AI generation on Nifty. All the stuff in the shop right now, everything you see in the shop, I think everything you see in the shop is all generated from Nifty. I might have some old listings in there that's not, but like all my titles and everything is all generated from my photos. Not sure if you remember me. Been following you since 2019. Hope you're doing well. Oh wait, hold on. What's your name? Ultimate Warehouse. I don't remember you. Where should I remember you from? Should I remember you from here or another platform? Which platform? Enlighten me. So I can't remember. Not to be mean. So you may not 150 yet, but you will get there quicker with Nifty. Yes, that is facts too. Like, yes, it will help you list a little bit faster. So, but again, until you get 150, it really just doesn't make any sense. Like 150 is like the magic number to where you need like an employee. Because you got to remember too, if you're listing faster, you also got to go source faster. But if you're sitting on like 120 listings and you have a death pile with, 70 to 100 items in it, then maybe you're like, okay, maybe it's just time to bite the bullet and start. I gave up. Sold you a big bundle of everything on Poshmark. Got you. Okay. I kind of remember it now. I remember the conversation now. Upgraded at 200 items. That's because you're just good at what you do, Ethan. I have a death pile with over 1K items. Oh my gosh. My death pile, I have a death pile, but it's over here. It's probably got like maybe 100 items in it, but Kayla's going to get through most of those next week. And then I have the back of my car that I actually need to get stuff out of. I have some crazy stuff that I need to pull out of the back of my car. Some of you guys saw it on TikTok. Still at it. Have Nifty 2. Let's go. My van is full too. Yeah, I normally don't leave stuff in the back of my trunk, but we were setting up the Whatnot shows and I didn't want a whole bunch of crap over here. So I got some crazy polo pieces. Some crazy, crazy polo stuff. You watch me on TikTok, you know where I bought it from because I showed them exactly where I bought it from. Because TikTok, they can't rewatch the streams. So I give out some secrets over there that you guys don't know where I'm sourcing from. They saw exactly where I was sourcing all my red Vanleys too. How was vintage clothing do on Whatnot? Does really well. I don't sell any vintage clothing to be honest, but some other people have really good success selling all vintage stuff. So I leave it because it's out of control. So that's not good though. That's not good. It's not good to have that kind of craziness going on. I'm getting less and less. My thrifts by me are outrageous. Some of my thrift stores are high priced too, but the thing I'm noticing is the thrift stores that are getting crazy price, they have like nobody in there. I go to Red, White, and Blue if you're local. I go to the Red, White, and Blue in Hillsboro like once every week to 2 weeks. And that store on Wednesdays used to be packed. Like you would walk up to the door and there would be a line of like 50 people outside. Now I went there last Wednesday. I got there 30 minutes late and I was the only one in the men's section. That to me is wild. That store killed itself. How many active listings does it take to see consistent sales? I'm fairly new seller. Kick. It doesn't matter about how many active listings you have. It matters about the quality of inventory. I answer this question the same way. If I had 100 pieces of Lululemon or 100 pieces of Yori and poncho shirts and like really high sell-through rate items, I'll probably only have to have 100 listings to be able to see active sales every single day. Probably selling 10 listings with 100 items. But if you're listing a bunch of stuff that has low sell-through rates, even stuff like certain Ralph Lauren pieces, certain Untucked pieces that you see me sell on a daily basis, it's because I have so many of those listed. Appreciate the tips. You guys don't have to tip me. It's because I have so many of those listed. So if you're listing high sell-through rate items, you don't really have to have much listed to see consistent sales. Yeah, they don't even realize. Yeah, that's the problem with them is they just keep upping the prices and nobody goes there. And now they actually took away one of the discount tags too on Wednesday. So now there's only 3 discount tags instead of 4, which means even less people are going to go there, which is crazy. Yeah, just depends on what you have listed. Get the higher quality stuff listed and you won't really have to worry about that. I started seeing consistent sales like I was like 2 or 3 months into my reselling journey back in 2018. And that's when I started seeing consistent, but consistent for me was like 1 sale a day or 2 sales a day. If you want to do this full time, I would say source better and list as much as you can, and also use all the money that you make in the business and roll it back into the business. I didn't take any money out of my business until like 2021, and I started reselling in 2018. Everything I made, I put right back. So if I made $1,000, I use that $1,000 to go buy $1,000 worth of inventory, so on and so forth. Time is money, and you're helpful and honest. Appreciate you, Jolie, but you don't have to tip me. I'd rather you honestly buy something than tip me because at least you get something in return. My local Goodwill doesn't do discount tags. Mine does, but it's like 50% off. They used to do $2 tags and they took those away. Now it's like 50% off tags. And I think they pull most of that stuff anyway before it actually hits. So 26 and 34. Okay, so this one, I put these as 15 ounces. And this is like one of those orders that this will actually even out because this weighs like 6 ounces and this weighs like a pound. So these together will actually be 15 ounces. It works out in my favor. We'll see how much this weighs together, but that's why I do 15 ounces because usually somebody buys a lighter item and a heavy item and it works out. Um, what is the best way to reach an item sell-through rate? You go look on other platforms. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but if you go on like eBay, you look up how many listed versus how many are sold. That's how you look up how fast an item will sell. I started with $20 in 2021 and haven't taken anything out yet. I reinvest. Kway takes care of the rest. Yeah, Ethan comes in and spends his money on my shows. But then Ethan uses those items and resells them for more, unless he's buying for his wifey. That's the only time. That's the only time Ethan actually spends money on my shows. The rest of the time, he's making money off me. Only time, and then sometimes he buys a couple things for himself too. But still, Ethan. Ethan steals from me. Okay, that's what Ethan does. He's just constantly stealing from my shows. You guys are just hopping in too. If you have any whatnot questions, feel free to drop in the chat right now. I'm just shipping out orders from Saturday, answering some questions. So if you have any seller questions, anything, feel free to drop in the chat. I'll try to answer everything. Light bulb finally turned on. Thank you. Let's go. All right. So let's see what this weighs. This person has 30 ounces for this order. So 30 ounces is what they paid for, and this weighs 1 pound, 1 ounce. So that's under 30 ounces. I don't have to adjust the weights. Even though they bought a jacket, they bought a pair of shorts to go with it. So the shorts even out the weight and it ends up being underweight. So stealing and dealing. So that's usually what happens on these. Like that's why I can run shorts and jackets and jeans in the same show because the majority of these items from that show are all underweight. So it evens out when I'm shipping something out that I'm not undercharging for items. I like this setup, by the way. This new setup that I have, you guys are over top of my screen. This is beautiful. And it's got a light behind it too. Yes, these. I love these bags from USPS. If you guys don't know, they used to have the Tyvek bags, and the Tyvek bags were like really like they just had that weird like plasticky feeling. They couldn't bend very well. But the post office recently switched over to these bags, and they're basically like poly bags. They're really nice. And order a bunch of these for free because remember when you ship on Whatnot, anytime you're using a priority label, you can use any regular priority mailing. So this is going to be regular priority, so I can put it in a regular priority mailer. You just slap it in there and ship it out, easy peasy. And it also doesn't add a bunch of weight to it. Yeah, they're so much better. Doesn't add a bunch of weight to your item either. 32. So your shipments won't be overweight. Also, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I know some of you are watching over there and you're probably asking me a bunch of questions and I'm not answering you. It's because I can't see you. You got to hop over to Whatnot if you're over on Facebook or YouTube. Yeah, they are bigger too. Same with the Ground Advantage ones that you get from ordering through Posh. These are the Ground Advantage mailers, but they're like massive. I almost never use these things. The only time I use them is for like if I have like a big Whatnot order with a bunch of these in it and they overpaid for the label, then I'll use them. But I like I like the priority bags. They're nice. And yes, even for something like this, we still put them in a zip bag or not a zip bag, another bag. I'm actually working with somebody to get Whatnot specific clear bags. So when you sell on Whatnot, there's a specific layout to the bag. So when you're running your show, there's going to be a spot to mark your number for your item. There's going to be a spot for details that you can write in quickly while you're doing a show, or if you're tossing it to somebody, they can write it on. So I'm working with somebody to get that all set up, and I might be selling those bags. Um, yeah, they do at 3 ounces too. They're kind of heavy. That's because they're big and massive. You almost have to cut them to make them worth it. All right, this one's shipping out for 11 ounces. So I might do this streams on Sunday, I'm thinking. I usually don't do these streams, but it works out that if I don't do a show on Sunday, I can hop on stream and then answer a bunch of questions, kind of like what I used to do on TikTok Live and stuff like that. So you might see me more often just doing shipping lives. 36 and 38. 36 and 38. Ship this one out. Appreciate everybody hopping into. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop in the chat. We're just doing a little shipping live. I see a bunch of people popping in, popping out. We're just shipping out all my orders um from Saturday's show, the Lululemon Biore show. But it's a good time to ask questions while we're hanging out. And also, again, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you got to hop over to Whatnot for me to see your questions. Other than that, I'm just gonna keep shipping while we're all hanging out and being quiet. Boom. I got to do one of these lives when Kayla's with me, so you guys can see how fast we move when we're shipping. That would be an interesting live. You guys can see exactly how fast Kayla and I rock and roll. Because the way we usually do this is I'm standing at the computer and I'll be printing out labels and I'll be calling out numbers to her. She comes over here, wraps them, passes them to me. I throw them in the packaging and then I'm calling out the next numbers to her. So it's like quick. Like we can ship 100 items usually in about an hour. You ever sell dress shoes or do you stick to tennis shoes? Angel actually sold a pair of dress shoes today. Not here, but I sold a pair of dress shoes today, a pair of Allen Edmonds for like $62, I think it was. So yes, I do sell dress shoes. I just don't find them very often. I don't find shoes too often because Ethan shops at the same thrift store that I do. So usually all the like the good shoes he knows and he picks up. So I don't really find them too often. It's usually like if he doesn't hit a thrift store for like a week or two, that's when I'll usually find shoes. But there was a period of time there I was finding a bunch of Hokas at the local thrift store to me. Also, I don't list too many shoes either. Like all that right there, those are all unlisted shoes that I still gotta list. Also, speaking of shoes, go bookmark Thursday show if you haven't already. We're doing an all brand new shoe show on Thursday. And then Saturday, I think, is going to be a clear out show. I think we're going to clear out a bunch of the consignment that we're sitting on Saturday. So booked it. Let's go. Yeah, all brand new shoes. It's like wearable shoes, like household names. We're selling a bunch of them, trying to give it a try. We got a local shop near us that wants to clear out a bunch of their stock, and they're basically using us to help them clear it out. So we're doing like a little consignment split on it. Number 41, which is nice. Get to clear out a bunch of their shoes for them. We get to make a little bit of money, and we don't have any investment in any of that stuff. So everything we're going to sell is consignment. So no money spent on our end, which is what I like. Once you guys start getting successful and whatnot, I think consignment is like the number one thing to do because it's like it's so good. So good to have inventory sent to you that you don't have any buy cost in, as long as you take care of the consigners, right? You got to make sure you get the consigners paid well, and they just keep coming back. But consignment's a game changer. Makes it so you don't have to source all week, every week, just to fill shows, and then you have a bunch of random stuff. You can ask for certain pieces, and certain people send you certain pieces. I know a lot of sellers on Whatnot that do primarily all consignment now, which is smart. All right, number 43. Had my first show Friday night, and the shipping was toughest thing I get figured out weight wise. Can you give some hints to help while streaming? Yes, I can give you some hints. What were you selling? Let me ask you that. Were you selling like a mix of stuff, or were you selling like a bunch of the items that were like the same weights? That's question number one. A mix. So the mixes is the hardest. We sell a mix like on this show, but the primarily all the stuff that we're selling is all going to be under 15 ounces. So when we run our show, we put everything at 15 ounces. And if we have like a jacket or something, that's when I'll check the weights. But for example, I'm shipping out these pair of shorts right now. These shorts weigh not even close to 15 ounces, but I had them at a 15-ounce weight. And remember this, if the buyer buys two items at 11 ounces or two items at 15 ounces, they pay the same exact shipping. So it entices the buyer to pay more if they're paying a little bit more. But these only weigh 4 ounces. So we set our shows all to the same weights. If you're selling like a bunch of jackets and they're 1 to 2 pounds, you will put your weight class to 1 to 2 pounds. That way, if you sell something, but then if you sell a really heavy jacket, you just got to make sure when you go to ship, you edit the weights. But if you have a lot of the same weights, always just raise the weights a little bit. So if you have mostly 11-ounce items, raise your weight to the 15 ounces. That way you don't have to worry about editing at the end of the show. Like when you grab something like this, you know, hey, I don't even have to look at this. I can just throw it in the envelope and ship it out. And you don't have to edit the weights for underweight item. So if it weighs 3 ounces and you charge the buyer 15 ounces, you're not going to get in trouble with the post office because you actually overcharge the buyer. They don't care about that. You do that for store purchases too. Everything in the store that I have is all set to proper weights. Everything is proper weights there. So if it's a pair of jeans, it's 2 pounds, and I do that while I'm listing. So, like if you go into the store right now and you look at a pair of jeans and you look at a shirt, it should have two different weights. And it'll have not two different weights. It'll have two different shipping. So it'll say 9.21 for the pair of jeans, and it should say something like $6 and something cents for like a t-shirt or a polo or something like that. Those are all in the shop. But that's when I cross list with Nifty. That's when I'm putting it in. I'm putting in the proper weights. But those are all brought over from other platforms that we list on. And sometimes too, I will raise the weights a little bit. So if it's like a polo shirt, I'll raise it from 11 ounces to 15 ounces when I'm cross listing just to be in that safe zone. So I don't have to worry about it. Do you have set weight profiles set up? I don't have profile set up when I set up the stream. Like if I set up a listing right now, I would set quantity of 100. And then if I'm selling a show like this and everything's under 15 ounces, I'll set it up to 15 ounces. So I know that I'm not going to have to edit the weights afterwards. And again, it just entices people to buy on a flat rate show because we do flat rate shipping. After they buy their second item, they're not paying any more additional shipping. So really putting it at 15 ounces saves you from having to edit a bunch of weights. And it also is not overcharging the buyer unless they only buy one item. And that's when you're telling people, hey, come in and buy two items from me on this show. I know I have your size for two items and you won't have to worry about getting overcharged. And even the overcharge is like a dollar or two more. It's not really that much. So it doesn't really affect their bottom line with the purchase. 47 and 48. These two, like this person bought these two shirts, right? They bought these two shirts. These two shirts don't weigh 15 ounces, but they only paid 9.21 for both of them. So they still got a deal on shipping. Sure, if I put the proper weights, they might have saved themselves a dollar or two, but that also saves me from having to change weights every single time I run an item. Otherwise, I'd have to have like 15 different weight classes set up during a show, and I'm not going to do that. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. These two go together. Fold these up nice and neat. Throw them in a poly bag. I wish I had my small poly bags. I have really small poly bags that these would fit right into, but I don't know where Kayla put them, so I'll just use these for this one. Appreciate everybody hopping into. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop in the chat. It's a good time to ask, especially if you're like new on Whatnot, you've considered selling or you've bought before, you have questions about the app. This is a good time. As I'm shipping, I've never done one of these live before, but I'll definitely do more in the future where I just do like Q&A streams and answer questions and get some work done. This is actually what I used to do way back in the day on TikTok. Appreciate you stopping in, Jolie. Appreciate the tip again too. This is what I used to do back in the day on TikTok, by the way. This is how I built my whole TikTok community, was doing this right here. So if you want to learn how to do grow social media, this is the way you do it. So you just set to 15 ounces on small and let it run unless you have something big that comes in. When I was weighing each item as I was running, yeah, I don't do each item. I just set it like, again, if I'm doing polos and everything's like 11 ounces, I'll set it to 15 ounces. Now, if you're running like a jacket, you could stop the show really quick and raise the weight to 1 to 2 pounds if you want to. I just did a raid train today, actually. I did a raid train for our friend Old Chef who passed away. We raised $1,000 on the stream for Old Chef. So yeah, I do. I don't do raid trains like super often though. That's actually my first raid train I've ever done. Um, I need to do more raid trains. I actually thought about putting, yeah, I actually thought about putting on a raid train, like hosting it. Not really me doing it, but hosting it for like little sellers and trying to get some people some more exposure. And I think I have a really cool way of running it. Like I'll set up like 5 or 6 sellers, and then what I'll do is I'll start it. I think I should do it, AMD. This is my plan. What I'll do is I'll start the raid stream and I'll be the host, right? Like JT, except I won't cry like him and make everybody else cry like that jerk off did. But I'll start it and then I'll raid into like Amy D, right? And then Amy D raids back into me. And then I do like another gift card giveaway. I introduce the next person, like for 5 minutes. I'm like, hey guys, come on back. Introduce the next person. Hey, the next person is Surfs Up Fines. He's a really ugly dude, so go support him. He needs all the help he can get. And then I do a gift card giveaway every single one of those. So now I bring my customers back and then I re-raid back into the next person. So it's like, it's not raid all the way. It's a raid back into me because when I start my show, not bragging or boasting, but usually I get a little bit more people. So I'm able to push a little bit more people to a new seller. And when you normally do a normal raid train, it usually starts to taper off at the end. Whereas I can like do a gift card giveaway every time and like bring people back. Yeah. Yeah. And like my gift card giveaway would be something crazy. It'd have to be like once a month thing. And I would put it on and I would do like $50 gift card giveaways like in between each. So I would put up like 300 bucks or something like that and then give a bunch of people exposure. So it'd be like the K way of doing it, right? I think I should do that. And I would make it, I want to make it like themed. Like, so I reach out, I put out like a little post on Instagram or Facebook and say, hey, if you guys are interested in a raid train, let me know. But it's going to be Ralph Lauren themed, right? So then everybody who loves Ralph Lauren will stay on that train longer automatically, and then with me raiding into it, it'll make even more sense. So instead of people just doing random, like today when we did the old chef, like I was doing clothing, I raided into Arizona, he's running clothing and hard goods. Vanessa's doing all hard goods. So you start to like the train starts to fall off because you only have certain people that like certain things. And if I had all Ralph Lauren, then like all kids raid train. So if you have a bunch of kids clothes, all kids raid train, something like that. So I should probably work on that. That's actually a good idea. And I'll just host it. But I get to make fun of the next person in line. That's what it has to be. Like if I'm raiding into Amy D, I get to make fun of Amy D before I raid into her, right? I have to roast. What if I make it so I get to roast the person before? Like before you get to be raided by me, I have to be able to roast you. Yeah, I think a more specific is better. I know some other people that do that too, like the Lily Pulitzer raid trains. So yeah, I could roast Ethan. Yes, I could roast Ethan. I could be like, this guy has made thousands of dollars off of me, okay? Thousands of dollars off me. But he still wears a size small. So clearly he's not eating enough off all the money he's got off me because he still wears a size small. Obviously, he either goes to the gym a lot, he has a really good gym membership, and he probably pays for pays for pays he pays for somebody to train him, or he just isn't eating a lot off the money he's getting me. Like I could just roast you guys. That'd be fun. That'd be fun for me too. It'd be worth the $50 gift card just for me to just for me to roast you. 50 and 103. Oh man, you can't be mad at me because I'm sending you a bunch of people, right? So you couldn't be mad at the roast. If Ethan would just eat, he would not wear a size small anymore. He needs more. Exactly. He's always asking for McDonald's. Either this dude has a crazy metabolism, right? He either has a crazy metabolism or he just doesn't eat. Yeah. Okay, I'll figure it out. We'll do a raid train. We'll do raid train. Old chef, the old chef raid train inspired me to do more raid trains. Old chefs like that. He inspires people without even being here. But maybe I should do a K-Way raid stream every like maybe like once a month on like a Sunday night. So instead of doing my Sunday night shows, it'll start at like 8 o'clock, and we'll do like I'll have to figure out the time slots and how it'll work, but like everybody gets 20 minutes to sell and then 5 minutes for me to raid into the next person with a little bit of extra time just in case. Send more snacks in your packages. You get enough off me, okay? I don't need to send you anything else. You get enough. By the way, if wifey likes Lululemon, we got so much Lululemon. Um, all those boxes right there are all Lululemon. We still have to sort for our whatnot shows. We just got to go through and make sure there's no issues with any of the stuff because I don't like selling stuff with stains and flaws. So we could technically run that stuff right now, but I have to tell you guys like you gotta know that there might be a little mess up here or there. But that's what we're gonna work on this week, and then we're gonna have an all women's Lululemon show. Does Ralph Lauren make snacks? I don't know if Ralph Lauren makes snacks. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the I'll figure something out with a raid train show. We're gonna probably do a Ralph Lauren first raid. Or what I could do is I could do the $50 gift card and run like on my show to bring people back in, have like one crazy Ralph Lauren piece that I run on auction, right? So I can start it with a crazy Ralph Lauren piece, run a $50 gift card. That way I can make a little bit of the $50 back, right? Not that I really need to, but that'd help a little bit. And then raid into the next person. And then when they raid back into me, then I have another crazy Ralph Lauren piece to run. So it's just like constant Ralph Lauren. Or did I double print that? I did, didn't I? I'm so dumb. Nurse Beth, you almost got two labels. Whoopsie. Made a whoopsie. Almost double printed a label. Ralph has a coffee shop. There you go. Ralph has a coffee shop. I didn't know Ralph had a coffee shop. 52 and 58. 58. Yeah, we'll set something up. That sounds like a good idea. I like that idea. Hit the mother load, Play-Dohs today, Ralph Lauren sweaters, polar bear cable net. Perfect time, good guy. Good guy. We were just talking about doing like a raid train show. Me raiding into some people and doing like a raid train show because I was just part of the raid train show today. think it's a good idea. And then here you are talking about getting some crazy Polo Ralph Lauren stuff. Your Play-Dohs are loaded, by the way. I went to Play-Dohs like 2 weeks ago. They didn't have nothing there. They had a bunch of like Hugo Boss, and they had it priced up. They had a bunch of Lululemon for like 25 bucks. Freaking Play-Dohs near me just like tanked. You're 5 to 10 items in between each other. I could do that too. 5 to 10 items. I just felt like if I actually that might work if I run 5 crazy items while a $50 gift card is running, and then I raid into the next person, that might actually do better. And then I basically do a full show, right? But I'd have to figure out how to do that. Erica, Erica, why are you stalking me tonight, Erica? Don't you have like something better to do than to stalk me? I think it would be cool for people following the train. They would stay on longer. Yeah, I think so too. That's the whole point of that. Is like me, um, my account to bring everybody back and then give away the $50 gift card so everybody stays on the train. Or I don't know if I could do that legally. I was going to say, or I could tip the next person $50, but they'll probably do giveaways on their streams anyway. I was gonna say I could tip them 50 bucks and then they could give away a $50 gift card. You're definitely stalking me. You've been on all my streams today. You're 100% stalking me. It's kind of weird. It's giving me like weird, creepy vibes, like guy in the guy in the van vibes right now is what I'm getting from you. Like with creepy nails too. Like your nails are just sitting outside the car like that, just hanging down. And I look over and I see you just sitting there and your face is all blacked out. Like that's what I'm imagining right now. Very creepy vibes I'm getting from you. Um, a lot of time behind my cell here and there. Yeah, I got a whole bunch coming my way too. There's just lucky there's no one else. There's like probably a million sellers on right now, Erica. Don't give me that. I can raid into like everybody right now, okay? Don't make me like end the stream and just go prove you wrong. There's other people live right now. You're just being creepy, okay? 100% a creepo. I can't believe Kayla is even friends with you, how creepy you are. It's just really weird. Then I got a deal on Fat Farm stuff. I know some old school Fat Farm stuff can sell for good money. It's not in my niche though. I don't do a lot of vintage, so usually when I come across it, I usually pass on most Fat Farm stuff. 62, 72, 99. 62, 72, 99. 62, 72, 99. Which is right here. All right, here's another one. So again, 15 ounces per item. This is obviously weighs more than 15 ounces, but this weighs like 7 ounces. So these two should even out. This one is definitely 15 ounces. So this will even out and I won't have to adjust the weights on this one. We'll check though, just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I won't. I'm pretty sure I won't have to adjust the weights. Because I'm sure this is a super nice one too. If you guys ever see these out in the wild, grab them. Fiore women's size large, and this is like the cloud feel hoodie. So I'm doing clothes show. My stuff has got to go. I didn't see Erica. The thing about me and you is I don't stalk you like you stalk me. So I don't see anything you do until you tell me because you're here stalking me right now. So that's how I know you're doing something. That's the only time I know. That's the difference between me and you. You're the stalker. I'm the one being stalked. You have when you find it. I can't keep in stock. Fat Farm, really? I need to look it up. I haven't looked up Fat Farm in a while, but I don't really find it too often, to be honest. Very rarely, because I'm not looking in those sections for Fat Farm. Sometimes the truth hurts, you know. Sometimes the truth hurts, Erica. The truth is hurting you right now. Mm-mm-mm. All right. This is a good one too. We need to do good guy. By the way, if you're ever at Plato's Closet, you see aloe. Usually they don't price it up at ours either. Grab it because for some reason, aloe on Whatnot is crazy. It goes for insane money. I would have never like. I don't. We didn't pick up aloe for years because aloe was not selling on other platforms. And when we run these on Whatnot, like this sold for like 40 bucks. It's an aloe hoodie. It's like I would have never guessed that sells for 40 bucks, but it did. 2 pounds, 1 ounces. 2 pounds, 1 ounces. 45. Okay, we're good. See, this fits. Usually 18 plus, yeah. Finding Goodwill and always marked up to the moon. Ouch. Yeah, my Goodwills don't mark it up either, but we hardly ever find it anymore. Now that it's hot and everybody wants it, we can't find it wherever we go. It's like impossible to find. I need to get more boxes. Hold on, chat. I need to get more boxes. More of these. Sold an Aloe jacket recently for $100. It was crazy. That's insane. Aloe, I feel like it just came back because the social media influencers made it come back. If a buyer purchases multiple items, for example, 15 items, and the shipping rate said 921, uh, what is the maximum shipping? So it depends on how you set your live up. If you have buyer pays 921 max, so the buyer only pays 921 max, they won't be charged anything additional after 921. If you have it set that buyer pays all shipping, if they go over 5 pounds, they will continue to pay for their labels. So if they buy 15 items and it weighs 15 pounds, they're going to pay for 15 pounds worth of postage. On our shows, we have 921 max shipping, but that means we can put it into a flat rate box. If everything fits into a flat rate box, it does not matter how much it weighs. We ship it for the same rate. It doesn't cost us anymore. That's why you see a lot of sellers using flat rate boxes. Your popularity has gone to. I've always been mean to you, Erica. What are you talking about? You act like this is something new. I'm actually really nice to everybody else. All 52 people in here will agree with you. Would agree with me actually that I'm a super nice person. The only person I'm really mean to, Erica, is you. And again, it's because you stalk me. Okay, you're the stalker, and I'm the one being stalked. And somehow this is like reverse psychology from you. You're trying to make me feel like I'm a bad person so you can continue to stalk me. But no, everybody in this chat. Damn it, Amy, come on, Amy. Amy, don't prove her right. Don't listen to Amy either, okay? Both of them are stalkers. Everybody else thinks I'm a nice guy. Right, Ethan? I like messing with you guys. What area are you located in? I'm in Florida. I'm in Tampa Bay area. We're in Riverview. If you ever buy from my shows, you know exactly where I live. Exactly. Exactly where I live. Somebody asked earlier about that. I was selling new attack button down, long sleeve Ralph Lauren shirts on Whatnot for 28, and some did not sell. One sold already for 45 bucks. That's the thing. Some people just they don't know the worth. They don't know the worth of some of those things. I'm not delusional. Shipped my first item, sold in Whatnot Marketplace that I cross listed there in beta, not live yet, next month. Let's go. Let's go. Sold one already. I haven't bought, but I do watch you on Facebook videos. Let's go. Appreciate you hopping over. I know a lot of people are probably watching over there and they're probably chatting in the chat, but I can't see their comments. So I appreciate you hopping on over to Whatnot and hanging out. Oh, those bags. My bad. I had to grab another bag. I appreciate you hopping on over. My show was kind of a flop today. I had Jay Lindbergh for $12 in, so it'll happen. I'll say this, Amy. Sundays are usually okay for us. Fridays are the worst days. I don't know about you guys, but every single time we do a Friday show, it always flops. Yeah, it happens though. You're still in the build mode, Amy. Give it like another give it like another 6 months. That's what you got to look forward to. 6 months from now, and you'll be running those same pieces, and they'll be selling like hotcakes. But it's gonna take you 6 months. And a lot of people, when they hear that, they're like, "Oh no, 6 months? That's way too long. I want to have it next week." But I realistically 6 months, which will be perfect because in 6 months it's going to be Christmas time. So if you keep at it at this pace, you're going to have everybody in your live at Christmas time, which is when you want everybody in your live. I did a Friday show and made the Whatnot goal in about 5.5 hours. What do you mean the Whatnot goal? Is that like the on your first sale or whatever? You have to sell so much. Is that what you mean? I just found out that you can actually set it to where you only spend so much. Nice. Let's go. I just found out that you can set it on Whatnot a spending limit. So if you spend so much, it'll actually make it so you can't come into the app and spend any more money. And you can set that within your settings. So if you have a problem overspending and you only want to spend $200 a week, you can set the app to only let you spend $200 a week. For a new Whatnot seller, what would you say the number to run is for a first show? 50, 70, 5, or 100? Do whatever you feel comfortable. If you have 100 items, it's better to have 100 items available for your buyers instead of 50. But if you feel like or 100 items is going to overwhelm you, then just do 50, and then slowly build it up. As you start getting more comfortable, you can start running more items. But that's what I'll say. Obviously, having more is better because you have more variety. So if somebody comes into your live and you're running 50 items and you only have 10 size larges, but if you had 100 listed and you had 100 listed and you had 20 size larges, there's more of a chance to make a sale, right? But again, your first few lives, you should be focused on being comfortable on live, not so much selling so much stuff, but starting to get the flow of the app, how the auctions work, how the layout works, how to flip your screen, how to share your show to Facebook and YouTube if you're over there. Like all that stuff is what you should be focusing on. It's hard to come up by prices now. The bins prices start. Yeah. Well, that's okay, Amy. You're gonna run some stuff. What you have to like, Amy, how many items did you sell on your live today? Yeah, 50, 50 is 50 where's where I cut off. Do you have men's swim shorts? If I do, they're gonna be in the shop. Just click the shop down there, type in your size, and I should have some available. If you see something you like and you're close on price, make me an offer. I have 697 items in my shop, so there's probably plenty for you to choose from. Everything's photoed, sized out, measurements, all that good stuff. Um, Sold 84 items my first show. Let's go. 84 is crazy good for a first show. There, yeah, keep your prices there for sure. I think 25, maybe 30. So what you have to think, Amy D, is yes, you're selling those items for less, but how many items did you sell on eBay and Poshmark today? How many items did you sell on the other platforms today? Total. How many? Found your YouTube last year and have been watching your videos ever since. I saw your eBay store. Has $8 shipping. Is there a way to set flat rate? That's how I have it set, flat rate. Everything's $8 shipping. I just raised it $8 because of the new rates. And yes, you go into your settings and you set up a business policy for it. That's how you set up. I have a video on YouTube on how to do that too. 4 on Posh. So you sold 4 on Posh and you sold 25 on Whatnot. You had a successful show. You outsold what you did on all the other platforms if you were just on those platforms today. Because 3 weeks ago, you would have just had 4 sales. Now you have 30 sales. That's way better than 4. And yes, you are selling items for less. So if they were listed elsewhere, you would have got more money for them, but it all evens out. You have to think of it as a lot of people, comparison is a thief of joy, right? Is that the saying? So people watch my shows and say, hey, you just sold 300 items. If I don't sell 300 items, I'm not good at this app. You just sold 25 items when you sold 4 on other platforms. That's a win. 100% a win. Again, you sold them for less, but that's completely fine. That's the way the app works. You don't make as much profit per unit, but you're selling way more. Same as me. I'm not making as much profit per unit on my items that I'm selling, but I'm selling a lot more than I would if I was just on those other apps. So that's how you gotta visualize it. It's a win. If you like take yourself out of what everybody else is doing and you look at what you're doing and comparing it to what you are currently, you compare yourself to yourself. Actually, Old Chef has a video on this. Oh my gosh, I just watched this video the other day. Hold on, I gotta find this video. Oh, I gotta turn back on this phone. I literally just watched the video from Old Chef the other day, and he said that. He said comparison is a thief of joy. People say comparison is a thief of joy. If you compare yourself to other people, but if you compare yourself to yourself, that's actually how you should be compared. He said it way better than I'm saying it right now, but it makes a lot of sense. That's what you guys should be doing. It's actually really cool. I'm about to show you guys the video once my phone sets up. You guys are gonna love this video. Shout out to Old Chef 4342. Well, this can start up and pull some items. 4342. 4342. So this item sold from the shop during the show, so I'm going to add it to the bundle. Yeah, you have money sitting on the shelves. And then once you get to instant payouts too, you have that money available same day where you don't have it available on other platforms. You have it available here instant. Oh, I can't ship this one. I 272. Why did I pull this? Why did I pull this? Unless she has it right here. Maybe she has it right here. Dang it. Oh well, I just have to remember that this is over here for tomorrow. Hold on, I want to find this video because this is like the perfect timing. Yeah, cross posting is going to be a game changer for you. Celtics blew a 3-1 lead. Okay. Come on. Why is my TikTok not working? Oh, my phone's going so slow. Shh, I'm trying to sleep. Shut up, Erica. Why you see you're still you're stalking me while you're trying to sleep. That's even weirder. You're like listening to me before you go to bed. No internet connection? What are you talking about? No internet connection. Oh, I hate this old phone. Hold on. I'm gonna show you this. Um, yes, that one, heart. I'm gonna show you guys the video though. What do you recommend for cross listings? Nifty. Nifty's gonna be able to cross list to whatnot probably tomorrow for you guys.
Hi there. So you want to be great? Everybody wants to be great.
That's the one I showed tonight.
So they find out what the cost is.
This one just stuck with me when I watched it.
I wonder.
Here, you guys get to watch this one again. This is what it made everybody cry during the stream. Let me turn this up real quick too.
What matters more? The way you respond. Hi there. So you want to be great? Everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants to be great until they find out what the cost is. The cost is time. The cost is commitment. The cost is learning. The cost is losing and then getting back up again. So the cost can be pretty high, but being great can be pretty awesome. So get out there and find somebody to be kind to. Know the dogs and the cats. We all said hello. And the rabbits. Peace and progress. Have a wonderful day.
Shout out to Old Chef. All right, let me find the other one. The other one's on here.
Good morning. Really quick trip up to see my. Hi there. You know, in the long run, skills.
Where is it?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, you know, you wake up, you get out, and the first part. Good morning. A lot of people miss opportunity because it's all dressed up like hard. Morning. So think about this before you take a problem to somebody. Are you looking for a solution?
Not that one.
You know, there's going to be hard days. Morning. Hey, just keep in mind you can't make time go any faster.
I'm partnering
It's almost. It's one of these. Oh shit! I don't want to look at the ad.
with Clean to let you know that
Good morning. Hey, so you know, hardest part? Showing up. Hey, good morning. Plan for today? Hi there.
Where is it?
I've heard it said that comparison.
There it is.
Hey, good morning.
He's gonna say it way better than I'm gonna say it.
Be kind. Hi there. Good morning. I've heard it said that comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that's partially true. Because comparison to other people will take the joy right out of everything. Now, I think you should compare yourself to yourself. How's your progress? Where were you before? Where are you now? Are you ahead? Do you need to catch up? Do you have a skill or an opportunity? So comparison is okay when it's done correctly. Comparing yourself to other people, that doesn't do much for you. Had to get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Have a great day. Tell your dog I said hi, and head on out there and find somebody to be kind to. Be well. Hi there. Good morning. You know, I've heard it's
So good. He was. Good thing is all of his content is still on TikTok for you guys to all go watch. So I literally just watched that video last night. I was going through all of his stuff, trying to get some video that would fit perfect into the stream that I did today, and that's why I shared the one because yeah, everybody wants to be great until they find out what the cost of being great is, and then some people quit. So eh, you look at, I mean, I look at other people who are way more successful than I am, and I know those people only are successful is because they put in all of that work to get to that point. A lot of people go in to something and they just assume that they're just going to be super successful in it, but they don't realize that all of that stuff that that person put in before them got them there, and they can't skip the line. You got to go through all those steps. So, and then I saw what Amy said, and I was like, I watched that video yesterday too, and it's going to work out perfect for the situation. So yeah, go watch his videos. Old Chef New Tricks. He put out one of those videos like once every day or 2 days. He was super positive. And yeah, he's unfortunately passed away. That's why we did the raid train today for him. And obviously, you can tell from his videos, he was super wise and he was super awesome. And he was just he what John said, he always rooted for everybody. Um, I wish I got to meet him in person. He always was in my lives. I know he probably would have met up with me if we ever were in the same area, but I never got the chance to. But he always felt like he was there because he was always in everywhere. Like, I don't know, when's the last time he bought a while ago for me on Whatnot. He got more into hard goods and stuff like that, but let me see. I don't know what his name was on Whatnot. But yeah, he was awesome. I don't have any of his data's all old, so it's probably not on here, but he was just a good dude. He was always on my TikTok lives, always supporting. Just a good dude. It's unfortunate. That was perfect. There you go. Wasn't me. That wasn't me, Amy D. I tried to, but I couldn't put in the same words, the same order that he did. He had a way of putting his words into a certain order that made a lot of sense. I almost want to make videos like that. Like sit in front, coffee in the morning, put out some positive energy into the world. I think we need more of that. Maybe that'll be something I try down the road. Put out some positive vibes into the air as like a little quick, easy video. Shipping available to India. If you can purchase from me, you can ship it to India. I'm going to make Caleb beat you up. I'm glad that was red chatted. What do you recommend? Oh, I already answered that. Okay, we're good. We're caught back up. Support people. Also very generous every time. I appreciate that. Hey, I was just happy that they invited me to be part of the raid train. Hashtag spread joy. You know. Been on eBay Poshmark for a few years. I have about 1.5K listed. Will Nifty take those listings and move them, or do I have to input each one? When you have it already on the platforms, you're going to have to move each one over manually, but it's a super easy task. You literally just click on the blank Whatnot portion of it, and then you'll fill out the shipping, and then you hit list. All the other information comes in. So to cross list 1.5K items would probably take you one full day, and then you'll never have to do it again. Everything's cross listed. So it's super easy to do. And then everything's available here too. So just take one day. If you have somebody that works for you because you have 1.5K listings, you probably have them do it in one day too. Can you show us an order you are unbundling? I can't because I don't know if you can see it, but those are all of our packages. They're all down there in the bottom, and I don't have any of those sorted out. So, like all my 15 item orders, those all have stuff from there, and I'd have to sort all that stuff out. Me, myself, and I, yeah, you should, again, it should be one day's worth of cross listing. You can also do like a little bit at a time. Nifty adding Whatnot. You didn't hear this from me, and this is not 100% accurate information, but I think when you guys wake up tomorrow, you're going to be in for a surprise. Have you looked into Vinted? I haven't. I haven't looked into Vinted because Nifty doesn't cross list to Vinted. So tomorrow-ish or Wednesday-ish, from what I understand. I had a conversation with her. I guess I can say it. I don't. What's she going to do? Beat me up? I talked to her and she said Monday, as long as no other hiccups happen, they have everything sorted out. They had one more thing to sort out, and that was like one of my items sold on Whatnot, and it had two different time slots that Whatnot pulled it down. So she had to figure out what time slot was accurate. So I sent her the email from Whatnot when I made the sale, and she said it worked out perfect. Like it was on the right time slot. So that was the last thing she said. As long as there's no hiccups over the weekend, we should be good to go. But you didn't hear that from me. That was just a made up story. I just made all that up. So if it happens tomorrow, then it wasn't a made up story. But if it doesn't happen tomorrow, don't come for me because I don't run the platform. I just promote it. I think a lot of people think I run the platform. I get a lot of questions about how to fix things, and I'm like, that's Nifty. I don't run the platform. Go to your settings. LG, do you have your settings turned on? Go to your on Nifty. Go to your settings button, and then go to the sales detection, and then turn Nifty on. Most likely, you don't have it turned on because I had somebody last week say that too, or like 2 lives ago, and they said the same thing. And I said, check and make sure it's on. And sure enough, it wasn't on. When you first get it, it's not on automatically. You have to go in and turn it on. I had the same issue too. Starting selling to helps offset. Check my automation settings. I'll look again. Yeah, it's not under your automation settings. It's under your sales detection. So it's within your settings. So it helps cost from rescuing dogs, feral cats in San Diego sales Goes back to medical food supplies. Let's go. That's awesome. That's a cool cause you got going there. Reminds me of old chef because he loved the dogs too. Um, got all my golf shirts out yesterday. Love them. Such amazing deals. Let's go. Be slick. I like that. We'll probably do another golf show. I did back to back weeks. I'm probably going to take like 3 weeks before we do another golf show because I want to make sure all my consigners get enough stuff to send in. So probably won't see another golf show, but we do have a Ralph Lauren show, which most of you golfers will probably like in 2 to 3 weeks. And we're going to have purple label shoes too. Golf pants. Check my shop, Be Slick. I have everything in the shop right now. If you need golf pants, I have a whole bunch. If you just type in your size, there's probably ones in there. If you make me an offer or you just buy it, I have a bunch in here right now that you can buy from. But I just listed a bunch of pants this week. Yeah, he loved his dog. Any tips on mixing categories? I mainly do embroidered items, but I also have blanks to sell as well. I don't have any advice for that because I don't sell in those categories. I just sell clothing. Um, you can market your show as two different things. So do what I would say is the number one thing I would say to bring people to your show is make sure you have a good thumbnail. So if your thumbnail says that you're selling embroidered items and blanks all in one live, you're going to bring in both of those audiences. But your thumbnail is going to lead them to your live. So that's what I'll say. Thumbnails are key. But I don't have any experience selling that stuff, so I can't really give you too much advice. That's just the best advice I can give. I know it's not amazing advice, but that's the best advice I can give. 79, 100, 127. 79, 100, 127. And what else do I have? 189. 189. Cool. Appreciate you. I tried my best. I know that wasn't a perfect answer, but I tried my best. I tried my best. All right, I got a couple more orders I'll ship out, and then I'm probably gonna go to bed early. Kind of want to wake up at like 7:30 tomorrow, so I can get all the shipping done nice and early. It's my goal. Um, yeah, follow what LG says. LG's run some really, really good shows over here. So we're also gonna go to our sport bar too next time we're around that area. We're probably gonna be doing a lot of traveling this summer, I think. Like to sell, where are you shipping presets? It's a bit confusing. I have my presets set to 8, 10, and $12 presets. So if somebody buys something under a pound, $8 flat rate is what they're charged. Anything between 1 to 2 pounds is $10 flat rate. Anything above 3 pounds, I do $12 flat rate shipping. That's what I have all of my orders set to. So I hope that helps a little bit. Oh yeah, I thrifted a little bit in Georgia. That's where you're at, right, Georgia? Yeah, you're a little ways away from me. Um, I thrifted a little bit in Georgia. So, and you guys have a bunch of really good golf courses around there. So, yeah, that's probably why you have crazy golf shows because you have like crazy golf courses like right down the street from you. And that's usually where I find that stuff. So, yeah, North Georgia. My sister wanted to move to it's somewhere in middle Georgia. Kat wanted to move somewhere in the middle of Georgia. I forget where she wanted to move to. What was it? It's like it's outside just past Atlanta. 39 home. Good lord. I'm in Georgia too, Perry. I'm in Florida. Any 2XL Tommy Bahama shirts, check my shop. Most likely I do. Here, I'll help you. Look at this. Tommy, you're looking for 2XL. I got some pants in here too. If you need some pants from Tommy, I got some brand new Attack pants. Let me see. Do I got any 2XLs? I got larges. Here's a 2XL right there. There's a 3X, large, 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 extra large, extra large. I got lots of extra larges. Here's another size 2XL. Here's another size 2XL right there. There's another size 2XL right there. Um, there's another linen long sleeve size 2XL. And again, all these I'm open to offers on. So if you just go in my shop and type in Tommy, just type in Tommy and it'll pull up all of them. And then you can just search through until you hit a 2XL. You seem nice. You seem nice. I appreciate you calling me nice. Erica called me mean earlier. I don't know why she called me so mean. She's really mean to me. Does it start with I forget what it is. Savannah? Not Savannah. Was it Savannah? It might have been Savannah. No, it wasn't Savannah. He's not nice. See, Amy doesn't think I'm nice. Amy, newcomers think I'm nice, okay? So the problem is not me, it's you. Chef actually he literally had the video about that. Chef had a video about that. He said, if you're around a bunch of people and you think that they're all mean, you need to sit back and think because maybe you're the mean one. I swiped past that video. He was so knowledgeable in every situation. I'm just gonna go through and watch all of his videos tonight again. You are nice. I appreciate you, Eric. You're a nice Erica. The other Erica, I wasn't talking about you, by the way, Erica. I was talking about the other Erica, the mean one. She has nails. She sells nails here. She's very, very mean. Don't ever buy anything from her. She's super mean. How do I unpin this? I don't want to keep this pinned at the bottom. Yeah, you're nice. I like you. I like you, Rebecca. I like the Erica, the Rebecca, the Amy's of the world. You know, they're the mean ones. Okay, we need to sit back and think. If they think everybody else is mean, maybe it's them who's mean, right? Old chef, wise old chef. Yeah, I forget where she wanted to move. It was like in the middle. Forget. Let me look this up. Big cities in Georgia. Why is it big cities in Georgia? Athens, Savannah. No, 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 no. None of these are ringing a bell. None of these are ringing a bell. It was like very like Midwest feel too. Smyrna. I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm gonna ask her, and she's gonna tell me tomorrow. I think it starts with an S. I want to say it starts with an S. I can't remember, but she ended up not going. Maybe it was a D. God, I can't remember. Columbus, no. It was like I think it was just north of Atlanta. I think it was just north of Atlanta. I forget. Not Dallas. No, none of those are ringing a bell. This is not going to fit in here, by the way. Not Sandy Springs either. No. Once I hear it once, I'm gonna be like, that was the town, and you guys are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's a shitty town. Good thing she didn't move there. But she never moved there. It's a good thing she didn't because she was gonna move there with her ex-husband, which yeah would have been bad. Not Sandy Springs either. I don't know. I forget which one it was. I forget. But anyways, Georgia's nice. I like Georgia. Georgia's just a little bit too. I mean, we live in Florida and it's hot here, but you guys are hot without wind. Like at least here, it's like windy all the time, right? You guys over there is just like always hot. No, not that one either. Not any of those either. No. I'll ask her tomorrow. Yeah, right now it's comfortable. Like right now in Florida, it's comfortable too. We went for a walk today. It was like at night, it was like 72 degrees. It was beautiful outside tonight. Um, but here, if it's hot, it's like humid and muggy hot, but at least we have a little bit of wind. Although in the middle of summer, it's just you don't even want to go outside. When I used to deliver, if you guys don't know, I used to be a mailman and I used to be on a walking route. What that means is I walked door to door with a satchel around my neck. I had a big old satchel, this big, stuffed with packages, and then I would have to hold my flats in my arm, which are the magazines, and then the letters right here. So I'd walk from door to door with a satchel, flats, and letters, and I'd have to walk. And I'd walk, I think on average, it was like somewhere between 20 to 25,000 steps a day. No joke. I would go in when I was first started, they would work me to death. I would go in at 6 a.m. and I wouldn't get out until like 8 p.m. that night, and I would just walk the whole time. Yeah, no matter. That's why my neck's all messed up. That is abuse. And there was no where we are. It was in St. Pete, and there's no mailbox deliveries. You have to go door to door because the streets are smaller. So yeah, and just imagine in the middle of summer in August in Florida, it's like it's 100 degrees, but it feels like 110 with sticky humidity. Yeah, I would go out and load my truck, and by the time I got done loading my truck, my whole shirt was soaked with sweat. Before I even got to my route, I hadn't even gotten my truck yet. I was already soaked with sweat, and I would drink like a gallon of water by like halfway through the day. How much did that pay? That's when I first started, so it was like $18 an hour. And then when I left the post office, I did it for 8 years, and I was 5 years regular, I think, 5 years regular, and I was making like 22 an hour. Um, yeah, where we didn't have a push cart. We just had to drive and walk. Polk City, let's go. Tell my mailman. Scan it. Oh yeah, yeah. Tell him to scan all your packages. I had to scan listen, when I did the walking route, if there was like 10 packages on the ground and I could carry them, I had to walk up to their house, individually scan and pick up each box, put it into my satchel, and then walk the rest of the way. Like these people on regular routes, I just can't believe how much they complain. Yeah, that's nice. We always love the snacks and drinks. I had like one or two houses that would do that for me, and it was always nice because in the middle of the day, it's really hot. Text me, helping carry them out. Yeah, I walk mine out, but my mail lady, if there's 7 packages, she tells me she can only scan 5. I'm like, it only takes you 2 minutes or 2 seconds to scan in those last two, and she won't do it. She refuses. I'm like, it literally takes no time at all. You do Amazon Flex. See, Amazon Flex is like UPS, but I feel like you guys have less heavier packages, and your trucks are air conditioned. Here's the thing about now postal trucks, some of them are becoming air conditioned, but the when I delivered mail, there was no air conditioning. You have a little fan off to the side, all the way on the other side of the truck, that just blows the hot air around the truck. It just constantly blows hot air back at you. You this is the crazy part. When you would pull up to the next loop, what you call it is a loop when you get out to park and loop. So you park your truck, you get out and you walk, you loop yourself around, you get back to your truck, you drive to the next park and loop. When you got out of the vehicle, when it was 100-degree day, it felt cooler on the outside of the vehicle than it did on the inside of the vehicle. I would actually couldn't wait to get to the next loop so I could go outside and feel how cool it was, even though it was 100 degrees outside. That's how hot it was in those trucks. I don't know why she's that way. Own cars, but I assume. Oh, got you. It's on the truck, and these have mini split installed. So my dad actually built one. He had a cooler, and he had a fan in the cooler, so he'd fill the cooler with ice every day. And he had like a tube, and the fan would blow the cold air through the tube into his face, and he'd mount it on the side, like in the front of his vehicle, and it would blow the cold ice air into his face all day. He wanted to build me one, but I was like, I don't have room in my truck for that thing. My dad had it all set up in his truck. Go through the back and put my packages in the cart next to the manager's desk. They're the best. That's awesome. That's awesome. Some offices are great. Some offices suck. Walmart Spark, and they changed their pay scale. That's no good. Good or bad? They probably decreased it, right? I did 8 years as a carrier. I was a CCA for a year and a half before they had the new rule where you're only a CCA for like I think it's like a year now. So I was a year and a half a CCA. That's when I became regular. So I was regular for 7.5 years then. No, 6.5 years. I was a regular for 6.5 years. I started. It was like my second job I had. I was a manager at Target. Um, I did Target for 2 years. Became a manager there. As soon as I became a manager there, I got a call from my brother-in-law who worked at the post office that they were hiring people, and I applied, and I got in like basically right away. I like when people ramble on shows like this. Well, this technically isn't a show; it's a shipping show. So this isn't what we normally do. By the way, we normally are selling items every minute. I'm shipping out my show from yesterday while I hang out with you guys. We sold 357 Lululemon and Viore pieces yesterday, and that's what I'm working on. I saw a Cane's drive-through. I saw that Cane's drive-through with the ice. What you talk about, Willis? Cane's drive-through. As you said, you go to Cane's drive-through and get ice. Is that what you're saying? I like to ramble too. Um, Oh, what you said your dad did? Got you. Yeah. He would go to Burger King. Burger King would always give him ice for his cooler. And then you got some nice people on your route. Sometimes you'd be able to stop in to their house. I love the people that let me use the restroom in their house. I know that sounds weird, but listen, when you're out there all day, there is no bathrooms. So if you're out in the middle of a no man's land delivering mail and your closest bathroom is like 10-minute drive away and your manager's watching you all day, it's so nice when somebody like you knock on the door and be like, "Hey, Susan, can I use your bathroom today?" Yes, come right on in. Use your bathroom. Yeah. Bathrooms are always nice because you don't have one. I can tell you some bad stories about the post office, but I'm not going to. 87, 109, 181. 87, 109. 181. There we go. That's a good bundle too. It's a good one. And Susan having rushed home. Yeah, no. Yeah, I told you. I think Amy. You probably were there when I told the story about the crazy lady at the trailer park, right? Crazy lady at the trailer park. I had a trailer park, and it was like old people, but it was like the old druggies. Like, yeah, you remember that story? Yeah, and she was one of them, and she is, oh my god, yeah. Oh, that lady. Didn't see her much after that though. She never came back out after that, but she was a weirdo. Don't do drugs, exactly. Don't do drugs. Yeah, there was a lady that hit on me every single day. I dropped off mail. She would give me water, but it was already opened. She would walk out. And like, she had no teeth, by the way. I don't think I told you that part. She had no teeth. Like, hey, Mr. Mailman. Hey, how you doing? I got your water for you. I got your water. I was like, oh, thank you. Take the water and drive off. And then one day, her husband or boyfriend came home, and I'm driving down the road, and he runs down to me. He's like, "If you ever talk to my girlfriend again, I'm a," and he said he's going to do something bad to me. And I was like, "Dude, I want nothing to do with your girlfriend. I hate to break it to you. She's just trying to give me water every day. I don't even want the damn water. I pour it out as soon as I leave." And he's like, "I don't care. I know what you're doing. I know what you're trying to do." I was like, "You think I'm trying to date your toothless girlfriend? Come on, stop it." But then he chased me all the way around the whole place, yelling and screaming at me. I had to stop in the clubhouse and let them know. I told him if he keeps at it, I'm gonna have to call the cops. But yeah, and then I got to call Kayla right after that, and she's like, "Why are you hitting on the toothless girls?" It's like, I'm not hitting on nobody. She's like, "Uh huh, you're hitting on toothless girls." Like, I'm not hitting on no toothless girls. The only toothless girl I hit on is you. I have all my teeth. Yeah, but anyways, fun times. Fun times. Fun times. Ah, good old post office. I have some of the best stories about the post office too. It's such a good place. Such a good place. She just loved the man in uniform. Probably. I had those tight shorts. I didn't wear any pants, so every day I had those tight shorts that came up to here. My tan line was like my legs were so brown. I had the worst tan line in the world when I worked at the post office. Also, my right side was always more tan than my left side because when I was delivering mail, my right arm would always be outside of the truck. So I'd always have like a extra tan on this side and then not tan on this side. But I'm probably 100% getting skin cancer because I never wore suntan or sunscreen when I worked at the post office. I know everybody's gonna be like, "Why didn't you do that?" I just never did. So guaranteed, when I'm older, I'm gonna have all skin cancer on the side of my body because I did not wear any suntan lotion at all. My neck was always fried. I still have the tan. Still be manifesting. My dad has it on his face right now, and he used to work outside all day. So unless they come up with something that prevents it. All right. What time is it? 1 o'clock. First on the street when I was 6, and one time the mail lady brought one of my pieces. The mail lady is now my mother-in-law. What a story. What a story. Uh thoughts are shipping used tennis shoes and poly bags. I think you meant thoughts on shipping used tennis shoes and poly bags. Did I get that right? I ship a lot of tennis shoes and poly bags. As long as they're like running shoes, Hoka's, On Clouds, like Nike stuff like that. Yeah, I figured it out. I'll ship them in poly bags. If it's like a pair of like dress shoes or boots or something like that, they go in boxes. Ethan ships all of his in bags too. Um, Sunburn basically for work. So when I was younger, my parents, you see how many freckles I have on my shoulders? It's because my parents took me out to the beach one time, and they didn't suntan lotion me, and I got blisters this big on my shoulders, like huge, big old blisters. Shout out to my parents for always taking care of me in every which way. But now I'm definitely gonna get something here because all my shoulders are all freckled up from it. I used to never have freckles until I got burnt out one time. And I went to my baby. We're on story time right now. Whatnot story time. I got that super bad burn, and my mom didn't want to pop the blisters because the blisters were like this big, but I couldn't wear my shirts. So I was going to my babysitter's house, and my mom used to drop us off, and we'd stay there all day. And shout out to Aunt Barbie is what I called her, and she sat me down after my mom said, "Don't pop his blisters, just leave them on there. They'll eventually go away." As soon as she left, she came over, popped both of them, and the skin just like peeled off. So I had big old open wounds right there. And then my mom came and she was like, "Yeah, I popped them. They have to pop eventually." So I popped them and they were like nasty and gross. Yeah. So that's my story from why my shoulders look the way they do because my parents didn't give me any sunscreen. Um, Not from the sun. It's yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Mine was from the sun. We went to the beach and my parents just forgot to put suntan lotion on me, and I was out there for like 3 hours baking in the sun. And then when I got home, they were just burnt red. But anyways, I appreciate you guys hanging out. We had like 40 people in here the whole time. Probably had a bunch of people on Facebook and YouTube watching too. I'll probably do this more often where I come on if I'm like not doing anything on Sundays. I'll pop on, do like a little live, ship some stuff with you guys, answer some questions, and just hang out and do like a chat. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you bookmark all upcoming shows. This Thursday we have a show, and Saturday we have a show. Selling some shoes and then some clothing on Saturday. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's go right in to somebody. I don't know who's on right now. Let's go right into Jody. Go say hi to Jody. I never get to raid into her, so go hang out with her. I'll see you guys.